Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Oh, I love when science and awesome food gets together. There's a thermal engineer and a restaurateur who invented a pizza vending machine. And that's all I need to know. This is it. This is a great day.
My first thought is it's not going to be all that good, though.
Right. What? Yeah. It's
what I mean? Okay, I mean, science is nice, I guess that, but like, there's a whole art to it. Art, there's a little bit of an art. The whole spinning it in the air and all that crap.
By the way, watching you right now, showing me how a pizza is made, I don't want your pizza.
You definitely don't want my pizza.
It's going everywhere. It's on your face at this point.
You definitely don't want it if I know it's going to use, especially.
Yeah. Plus, the special sauce I don't need. This is a machine that actually can heat the pizza, too, to the precise specifications on the spot. And his name is Tony, which, by the way, greatest name for anybody making pizza.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably changed his name just to seem authentic.
He's the co-founder of
Brad or something like that.
Oh, come on. Don't ruin it for me. It's got to be Tony.
Hey, yo.
He's the co-founder of Slices USA, talking about his new pizza invention.
I had a mission, and the mission was to build a pizza machine that becomes hands-free to make the best pizza on the planet. And I think we've achieved that. With my partner, who is a thermal engineer, we started working on the different types of heating that would be needed for our machine. We put it into his concept. When the pizza came out, I was just in complete shock.
Okay. I have questions. I mean, so it's already a pre-made pizza. It's not like the pizza machine is going to, put all the sauce on it and all that. Yeah. It looks like it's already kind of done for you.
It looks like it's Papa Murphy style.
Right.
But instead of you taking it and baking it, the machine takes it and bakes it.
I mean, I think this would go over well in airports.
It go over well almost everywhere. Like, you get it right away. Like, in all the different pizza stuff that they have?
There's certain pizza places that have the slices already there for you. You can get it right away, BJ.
Yeah, but they said that sometimes they don't. Sometimes pizza places don't have that.
Right.
And sometimes you got to wait in line. And I mean, look at that. And that looks like a Detroit or a Chicago-style pizza. It's hard for me to tell. It's
or
square.
A Sicilian.
Yeah, whatever it
is. It looks more like a Sicilian-style pizza.
It's good.
You haven't even eaten it. How do you know if it's good?
What pizza's bad? Really... You know the line. There's no such thing as a bad pizza.
I agree. That's true. And I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just saying I'm not going into that expecting that I'm going to have the best pizza of my life.
No. You're going to have the best pizza of your life tonight, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Tonight's a big night.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Tonight's the night where you're getting your Moto pizza.
Tonight's the big night. I've been waiting months for this, BJ. And tonight I get Moto pizza.
Wow. I look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. Here's what I will tell you.
Right.
The same thing that this machine, because I love technology, because I love convenience, because I think this is so awesome that these two people got together and made Slices USA, which I'm going to be on the lookout for every place I go to. My mind's telling me it's going to be great. Okay. And I think because you have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this exclusive pizza that's very difficult,
yes,
I find it hard to believe that you're not going to like it.
Oh, of course I'm going to like it. I don't know if it's going to be like, I'm not going to come back and be like, guys, the several month wait was worth every second. Like I did it mainly just because I'm like, what is the?
Oh, so you don't think your mind will trick you? You think you'll be able to really judge it for what it is?
I think I'm going to be like, it's good pizza.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be. I'm not going to. Watch I come in tomorrow and be like, get online right now and make the order, BJ. Because right now I don't even think you can make an order for the West Seattle store. It's so sold out. The wait list is that long. Like you can only do, I think, Edmonds right now to order online.
Here's what I think.
It's insane.
Yeah, now you're not the typical human, but
Thank you.
Here's what humans do, and I guess good on you for not being that guy. Yet we'll find out. But
fair.
I'll tell you this. A lot of humans, even if it wasn't good, because it's so exclusive, and like you said, you can't even online.
They want to say that.
They're going to go, I have something you've never had and probably will never get to have, the best pizza in the world at Moto Pizza.
You don't even know what it's like, man. To put it in
Danny's
perspective,
going to say that. Danny's going to do it.
Well, Danny's next week. He gets to enjoy.
That's what I'm saying.
Pizza.
Next week he's going to say, Steve must have got a bad one. Too bad. I got the normal amazing Moto Pizza.
BJ, I put this order in on February 28th.
That's nuts.
And it's finally ready tonight.
Meanwhile, if you had a Slices USA machine, you could have got whatever you wanted at any given time.
I would love to have the Slices machine here and like do an A/B and be like, which one is it worth the wait? Is it how many months is that? That's almost 4 months.
That's insane.
It's nuts.
And right now, you can't even get Moto Pizza in Seattle.
Right, you can't get it in the West Seattle one, like online. You could go there and hope that, there's some extras. I think that's kind of what they do. Like you can kind of. But I don't even know how that.
Well, it's kind of like the vaccine. You went to the druggster hoping somebody didn't pick up the vaccine. Can I get one?
And they actually just put marinara sauce in a syringe and they just shoot you.
That's living, buddy.
That's Moto Pizza for you, buddy.
I'll take that any way I can get it.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty fired up about it.
All right, so Steve's getting his Moto Pizza tonight. I'll be on the lookout for Slices USA vending machines.
Apparently, there's one here on Olive Way. There's only 3 machines, 2 in California and 1 here.
Oh my God.
There's a Slices on Olive Way?
Yeah.
It's right by our old station.
Okay.
We're like on 8th and Olive.
Oh, yeah. All right, we need to go. Danny, we need to do a video and make it all happen.
You need to make it happen, guys.
I mean, I'll go. Let's do this. Let's do it.
When are they open?
It looks like every day, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Honestly, I thought that was a trick question I was throwing out there so you can make fun of me because you'd be like, well, it's open all the time. It's just a machine.
I would have thought that. I would have made fun of you. But
probably
Vicky
in a building that's closed after 10 p.m.
This looks like an actual restaurant, though. They have buffalo wings, they have meatballs, they have lasagna. So I don't think this is a vending machine.
Although this does look delicious.
But is this the same company?
Yeah.
Slices USA. So it does say it's a thermal engineer and a restaurateur.
Oh.
So it's a dude from our area? Or at least he's got a restaurant in our area that decided to make these.
I don't know. I can't figure this out. Because then you click on locations and it shows you the vending machine. Or micro pizzeria. So who knows?
All right, we have to do some research.
Yeah.
Either way, if it's a vending machine, Danny, we go down and do the vending machine. And if it's a pizza place, then we go get some pizza.
Yeah, I mean, really, you're not losing.
No.
Right, at all. In fact, you're probably getting a better version of their pizza by going to a place where it's freshly made.
Yeah, Danny, I'm ready to go. You ready to go?
All right.
What time do they open again?
10 o'clock?
Oh, you got to wait.
That's too bad because I was gonna leave the show.
At 10 o'clock, that's perfect. Show ends at 10.
I know, but I want it now.
Well, you know what? Sometimes good things are for people who wait. I think that's the saying.
Is that the saying? Good things are for people who wait.
Good things come to those who wait.
There we go. That's it.
It's 6:08. It's still.
You're doing a great job.
I haven't even had my first cup of coffee, guys.
All right. Well, you know what? You're going to have some great pizza
tonight.
Well, the strangest meltdown of all time just happened on public transportation. And, of course, we got the audio. Steve's going to give it to you. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades. He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. Today is the day to enjoy yourself a strawberry shortcake. It's National Strawberry Shortcake Day.
Oh, okay.
Haven't had one in a while.
I think I had one recently, not too bad. I had a restaurant had a little take on it, their own little take on strawberry shortcake.
And typically it was like a sponge cake, strawberries, and whipped cream.
Yeah, this
really hard to put together, right, guys?
Yeah. This place did a little fancier version, but it was like, it brought me back to like, oh, I remember these.
But they drizzle some truffle oil on there or something like that?
You know how they do. It's like the shortcake wasn't really a shortcake, but it's just whatever, and the strawberries were glazed over with stuff, and then the whipped cream was like the fancy, and they charged $400.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Also today, a day for my daughter, because she loves flags. Whenever we drive by, there's one that's like right by when you get off to I-5 to get on 16. There's that giant-ass flag out there. She is so fired up. It's National Flag Day.
Oh, she's a little baby Sheldon.
She is. Well, just with the American flag, man. Every time she sees an American flag, she's like, look, Dad, a flag.
America.
Or, look, Dan, because she doesn't call me Dad.
She calls you Dan.
Still calls me Dan.
Oh, all right. Well, I think
now I'm pretty sure she's just trolling me.
Yeah. Hey, Dan.
Also, hey, happy birthday to the Army. BJ, they're just a couple years older than you. They're 248 years old.
Oh, you're right. Just a couple years.
Yep. June 14th, 1775.
Wow.
So shout out to all the people that are part of the Army.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about this lady who is, oh, man, I can't wait for you to hear this audio, BJ, because she was on a train and she got into an argument for some reason with a train conductor. No one knows exactly why, but apparently she was sitting on a window seat on the train, and I guess they were asking her to get out of that seat. I'm not sure why as well, but she refused to get out of the seat. So she's in the middle of an argument with the conductor, and she gets so upset that she sounds like a freaking demon. Like she sounds like she's out of a horror film. It is impressive how angry this woman sounds. And here, my friends, is the audio.
Don't make me be that person! Don't! Please don't! I'm asking for something that's very simple for me! Back up! This is my bubble! Please back up! More!
No.
Yes!
No!
Yes!
I said no.
And I said yes, and I mean it! What makes you think that you have more authority than I do?
And what makes you think you have more authority than me?
Because I do! I'm a human person!
He sounds like he's arguing with a toddler.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
If I'm him, I'm like, you clearly having a bad day. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, what makes you think you have more authority than me? I mean, he works for the
doctor.
Yeah, he works for the joint, and he gets to tell you to stay, go, whatever. It sucks, but that's what he gets to do.
Yes!
Oh, yeah, that was demonic. That was demonic.
She sounds great.
Wow.
She sounds like she's fun at parties also.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
I said yes, and I mean it!
Oh, I said yes, and I mean it. Wow.
Now, you think that's the strangest story? I have the most unbelievable story that you're going to hear today.
Oh, I thought that was
it. No. Apparently, there was reporters that were by a New Orleans home. They were reporting on the tragic death of a popular local chef by the name of Demetrius Scott. Demetrius been missing for about 2 weeks. He hadn't responded to any attempts from his family to reach him. He just vanished, didn't even show up to work. So his family reported him missing, and then they were notified by the coroner's office that a dead body was found dumped in an area that they believed to be Demetrius. No tests were done, but the family apparently, they didn't even view the body yet, but reporters were outside of their house being like, hey, we're here to talk to you about the passing of your family member, loved by the community, all that kind of stuff. While the reporters were on the scene talking to them about the loss of their family member, who shows up? Demetrius.
Wait, what?
He was alive. He seemed like he was doing okay. The reporters were like, what the hell is going on? So, of course, they go over to Demetrius and are like, hey, dude, we thought you were dead. And here's Demetrius talking to the reporters.
I've been around, just trying to, take some time for myself. You know what I mean? work hard, and essentially just needed a moment to just sit down and come down and take a break from work and just everything, you know what I mean? Like, I have family, I have friends, I have community, and I just needed to just sit down in the corner and just think.
Okay, Dimitri, I feel like you have an issue.
I feel like he had like a mental breakdown or something. He says he's doing better. He's in a better headspace now.
That he just didn't talk to anybody. He just dropped off the planet. Okay. I mean, that sounds like... I mean, his parents, right? Well, did they go talk to his parents?
Or they talked to family members.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like if you got, a mother or a father or a wife and kids,
right,
you want them to...
Give him a heads up and be like, hey, I'm going to be boning out for a little bit. I'll be back.
He must have really had a mental breakdown if that's the case. He was like, if he didn't do any of that. Wow.
Talk about great timing. He shows up while the reporters are there.
Yeah, that's awesome timing. It's like, hey, the reports of my death. Yeah.
That's not the only crazy story about someone that people thought was dead. There was a 76-year-old woman that apparently everyone thought was dead. In fact, they had the coffin and all that. They were having a big service for her, and all of a sudden they hear knocking inside of the coffin.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yes, it turns out that she was alive. She was dealing with some kind of like some cardiac arrest. I guess it causes like a trance-like condition and makes it seem like you're just completely dead. And so the hospital thought she passed away. And so all of a sudden they're having the service, and then it's like, let me out, guys.
Wow.
Turns out she was alive. So then she went back to that hospital, and now she's in stable condition. I'll be honest, I think I'd ask to go to a different hospital.
I would go to a different place.
Right? Like, I'm not sure if I trust this hospital anymore.
Dude, would you freak out? I mean, I see too many...
Yes. I would pass out, BJ.
Too many horror movies.
I would freak the F out.
I wouldn't think she was still alive. I would think she was like a terror monster zombie thing.
Or like, what kind of weird prank are we doing? Grandma's dead.
That's the other horrible
thing. Hey, guys.
I would think it was a prank, too. Wow, talk about like a sway of emotions.
Yes. I mean, both of those stories.
Do you get your money back from the coffin, or does the funeral home go, too bad, she was already in it, she already used it?
Honestly, I feel like the hospital should cover the charge.
Good cost.
I mean, they're the ones who declared her dead.
Or do you keep it in the garage going, well, Grandma, whenever, we're going to keep it till you need it.
Grandma, you're 76.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, we're going to have to pull this out again.
Might as well just, we already paid for it. We might as well just keep it.
Yeah, we got everything. We took care of everything. We'll just keep it all on hold. And we know.
In fact, we replaced her bed with the coffin.
Yeah, here you go. This is where you're going to sleep now.
Got dark quick. Hey, second day in a row, you have another hometown championship win. The other day, we were talking about how the Denver Nuggets, they won the NBA Finals at home in Denver. And last night, the Vegas Golden Knights, oh my goodness gracious, did they beat the Florida Panthers. Took 5 games for them to win the Stanley Cup, and they beat them 9-3.
Whoa, that was, I saw the highlights of that game. It wasn't even. I mean, for about 20 seconds, it looked like it was close.
I think it was like 2-1 at one point.
That was it.
Yeah, and also when the puck dropped, it was 0-0. So it was anyone's game at that point.
Anyone's game at that point.
Oh, man. Vegas just came out swinging, and they just kept going and going and going. In fact, here's the final call and you could just hear how crazy Vegas was. I mean, they had enough people probably to fill an arena outside of the arena. It was bonkers how much Vegas embraced this team and how crazy everybody was going.
20 seconds remaining. The Golden Knights start to celebrate on their bench. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
I wish they would have stopped with that damn horn. They rang that horn for like a good 15 seconds. I'm like, let's enjoy the crowd. Like the announcers did the right thing. They dipped out so you could just hear the crowd. But that freaking horn was so damn loud you couldn't really hear the fans.
Yeah, that was an odd choice.
That's just what they do. But I mean, at that point, I would have been like, yeah, let's cut the horn off. Let's let the crowd control the energy right now. The crazy part was 20, 30 seconds left in the game. And I get it. Florida's just like, we're not even going to try and get the puck from you. So they just kind of held it in their defensive end and just kind of waited. And then the players just jumped off the bench with still 10 seconds left in the game. They're just like, we're done. The game's over.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, dude, 9-3.
9-3. Here's the craziest part about all of this. So they won the Stanley Cup. They won the championship in their 6th year as a franchise. Let's go back in time, 6 years ago, when the owner of the team, Bill Foley, was being interviewed on the NHL Network, I think it was, and he made this declaration and this, I guess, he knew he was predicting the future.
The Knight defends the realm. The Knight never gives up, never gives in, always advances, never retreats. And that's what our team is going to be.
And wins the Stanley Cup within how many years?
Well, I did say 7 years, but it should be 6 years now. 6 years.
He said 6 years ago that the team was going to win the cup in 6 years, and they won it in 6 years.
Wow, and everybody talked about, we thought too that the way they were sort of, approaching their, strategy to building that team and whatever they were doing, that we thought they were going too fast, too quick, and they would have no depth. And well, we were wrong.
They kept making great acquisitions, getting that Jack Eichel kid. That was pretty awesome. It was awesome, dude. I don't even care what team is out there. It's just so much fun to watch the faces of the players when they're picking up that Stanley Cup. They're kissing the cup. They're losing their minds. It was just to see the original players that were still a part of the team from day one. That was kind of cool. I think there was like 6 of them. They also dressed all of their goalies at the end of the game. So there was like 5 goalies out there picking up the cup, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that is cool.
For me, I got a little excited, and it was like almost a little emotional to see. My all-time favorite goalie is Sean Burke. He was the reason why I fell in love with the Devils. He was the reason why I wanted to play goalie. He was kind of a journeyman of a goalie, but he's become an incredible goalie coach. He needs to coach for the goalies for the Vegas Golden Knights, and it definitely paid off because, that Hill kid, he wasn't even their starting goalie, and he ended up taking them to the Stanley Cup, which was awesome. So it was cool seeing Sean Burke hold up the cup, although I got nervous. I think he has a bad shoulder because he tried to hoist it, and he almost gave out, and I'm like, if you drop the cup, that's how you're going to be remembered.
Yeah.
So he held it for a second, and he just passed it out. But for me, as a Sean Burke fan, I was pretty excited to see that. So it was awesome to witness, and it just gets you more excited for hopefully the day when the Seattle Kraken will be doing the exact same thing, BJ.
Okay. All right.
I do love that one fan had a sign out there that said, "We've been waiting 6 long years for this."
Yeah, that's hysterical. Dude, when you think of what the season looked like, nobody would have predicted this because the Eastern Conference had more points.
Yes.
Like a few teams had more points than anybody in the Western Conference. Of course, the Bruins and what everybody thought was just going to be, that's the team.
Yeah.
That's the team that's just going to roll over everybody. And Vegas ends up rolling over everybody.
Oh, it's crazy, man. I can't even imagine. I bet they're still partying right now. I think it was even like, Marcia Salt, the guy that was the MVP. They interviewed him like, what are you going to do after this? He goes, I don't think I'm going to be sleeping for the next couple days. Yeah. It's in Vegas. There's no clocks.
No.
There's no closing time.
And we walked around that arena when we were there, and all the people that were there, that's a huge area.
And the outside was insane, dude.
That's what I mean. Yeah. The outside, we've been around that outside of the arena, and to see that place packed with people is like, that's a lot of people.
It was pretty cool to witness. Yeah, the whole place was just going nuts outside of that. Was it the T-Mobile Arena? I think it is. Yeah, it was. Vegas must have been on another level last night.
Can we take the T-Mobile magic maybe and apply it to your Seattle Mariners?
Maybe we did last night because George Kirby struck out 10. The Mariners beat the Marlins 9-3. Awesome game for the Mariners. Big win. Although there was some sad news.
What happened?
Teoscar Hernandez went 0 for 3. He's now under 250 batting average.
Oh, boy.
This bet is really getting nerve-wracking, BJ.
I don't blame you, yeah.
We have until, the 19th? So that's 5 days from now.
Yeah, he's got to be over at 250.
Or
250 or better.
Or I owe you in the show coffee. But if he's over 250, then you owe all of us coffee.
Oh, you're only doing coffee, not doing the whole breakfast.
We had this conversation.
I feel like I'm trying to change it.
Well, that's up to you.
Oh, it's up to me.
You
then
can
I
do
will
whatever
change it.
you want. I'm just providing coffee.
Oh, man.
And how about the Oakland A's? They're the hottest team in baseball. Mind you, they're 19-50 for a record, but they've just won 7 straight games. They won again yesterday, beating Tampa Bay 2-1. 28,000 people showed up to the game in Oakland. Of course, there's all that hoopla about them possibly leaving. Vegas is building a stadium. Fans went there. They called it a reverse boycott. They wanted to show up and show love for the team. They're all rocking green. Billy Joe from Green Day was there. They're all chanting, sell the team, trying to get the owners to not do what the owners of the Sonics did back in the day. So it was pretty cool to see, man. I thought that was awesome.
That's why baseball is so funny. Tampa Bay is the best team in baseball.
No, the Oakland A's are now the best team in baseball.
And the A's are the worst team in baseball. But like you said, they're on a 7-game winning streak. So at this point, you're right. They're the hottest team, and they beat the best team.
What if they turn everything around? Like, I obviously don't want to, they're in the same division as the Mariners. You don't want to see that necessarily, but what a story that would be.
How about the fact that what did you say, they have 19 wins?
They have 19 wins.
They are on a 7-game winning streak, and they still haven't got to 20 wins yet. That's how bad they were.
I saw they have a 7-game winning streak. I'm like, what's their record now? And I'm like, 19-50.
Yeah, they got a long way to go.
And real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Anthony Richardson. You might remember he was that quarterback that a lot of people were excited about. That even the Seahawks looked like if he was available with the 5th pick, they might have grabbed him. He's like this untapped potential. He ended up getting drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, but he did have a nice nod to the Seattle Seahawks, mainly one player, and that's Marshawn Lynch. He was doing a press conference, and during the press conference, he did a Marshawn Lynch impression. It was pretty awesome.
What's been your impression so far, kind of this lifestyle, being an NFL quarterback, being in this building, running an offense? How's it measured up to kind of what you thought this would be?
I'm just here, so I won't get fined. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
No, I'm kidding. I told my mom I was going to do that.
He told his mom he was going to do that, which I think is pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Hey, as far as weather, we're going to high of 68. It's going to be cloudy today. Thanks to Snoqualmie Casino for giving us the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Steve, if the A's go on, and then they're on a 7-game winning streak.
Yes.
If they go on a 20 more, in other words, they win 20 more games in a row,
it's still not.
They're still going to be 40 and 50.
I know. They'll still probably be in last place.
And that would be a 27-game winning streak, which would be amazing. And still, that's where they would be.
This would be the most improbable story. This is like when you watch that movie Major League back when we were younger, and the whole story about the Cleveland back then, the Cleveland Indians, and it was just like this improbable comeback to make the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. That's happening right now.
Yeah. If anything, they show you that anybody can get it done. And I'm looking at these Mariners, and boy, this Mike Ford dude, I don't even know who the hell he is.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know where we got him, who he is, but he had he seems to be. He had 3 hits last night, a bomb. I mean,
how many Fords do they have?
They got a lot of Fords.
Walter Ford, Harry Ford, and now Mike Ford. Right?
Yeah, they got a lot of. They got the whole Ford Motor Company.
Got the Ford crew here.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, man. All right, well, very exciting. All right. And again, Miami was a decent team. I mean, it wasn't like Miami was an under 500 team, so that's all good news.
And they play again tonight, and who's on the mound? Luis Castillo.
All right, Luis, come on. You got to
get La Piedra.
Yeah.
La Piedra. No, I can't say Piedra.
Get it right. Come on.
I know.
Come on. The teacher how to pronounce in Spanish.
I know. We might need lessons again, Steve. You're a great teacher.
Thank you.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
The Big Bang Theory has a spin-off show titled what?
Sheldon.
No.
Shelton?
No.
Young Sheldon.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, you were so mad. Like, I don't think that's right, Vicky. Shelton. What? Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, a little attitude, but you got it right.
That was your daughter's voice. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, that was Vicky. I mean, that was Sarah. Yes. God, I'm losing my mind.
Losing?
Yeah.
I think it's been fully lost.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's completely
Your
lost.
daughter's name is Sarah.
That's right. Sarah is Sarah. Vicky is Vicky. Thank you.
Okay. Do you want them to wear name tags?
I'm just going to go get some sliced pizza from the vending machine that we don't have. That's what I'm going to go do. All right. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We're going to do it at 6:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes, those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, bringing Ghost to the White River Amphitheater, and that's going to be happening on August 4th. And we got tickets for you. Very easy to win tickets with The Rock. All you got to do is log in and listen. That's it.
The more you listen, the more chances you get at winning these tickets, BJ.
Every hour is another entry, and here's where you log in. Either one of two places. Log in and listen to KISW on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, or on KISW.com. That's how you do it.
And if you're a Ghost fan, you're definitely going to win these tickets, because not only do you get tickets to the show, but you also get passes to their Spillways Lounge pre-show experience, which is kind of like a cool, like, pop-up memorabilia museum of the band Ghost. Plus, you get hooked up with free snacks. There's also a bar as well, and you're a VIP experience right there if you win these tickets.
That's really cool.
Yeah, actually very cool.
And again, all you got to do is just listen every hour, and it's another entry that you get. You want more info? Go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Conrad on I-5 is. Conrad, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's
All
up,
right,
Conrad?
Steve, now get out.
All right.
For those playing at home, Conrad has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Which video game console released in 2006 pioneered the use of motion controls in its gameplay?
The Wii.
Yes. What fast food chain sells the Baconator?
Wendy's.
Yes. What musician was on the cover of the first issue of Rolling Stone magazine?
Mick Jagger.
No.
Pass.
What is the 10-letter term for the longest side of a right triangle?
Hypotenuse.
Yes. The patella is the medical term for what body part?
Kneecap.
Yes. Golden and bald are types of what bird?
The eagle.
Yes. What was the name of the oldest son in the Brady Bunch?
John.
No.
Tim.
No.
Mark.
No. Finish the nursery rhyme lyrics. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over what?
The candlestick.
Yes. Pepper Potts is the love interest for what superhero?
Superman. The
No.
Flash.
No.
Batman.
No. What is the maximum number of clubs a golfer may use in a round?
2.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct.
See, being a DC guy did nothing for you, Conrad. You got to make mine marvel, baby.
That's all I got to say.
Make mine marvel.
Hey, I think you did pretty well, though. 6 is an all right number.
I'm not going to complain
Well,
about it. Just as a fan of, that particular, it's an old school rivalry back in the day.
Oh, do you think Steve's going to get it?
I don't think, because I think he knows beyond just that particular brand.
Oh, okay. He knows both brands.
He knows both brands.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes!
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, no.
You got the crazy train lady, yes.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of people requesting that I start using those as well.
I said yes and I need it!
Jesus.
She is,
Yes!
She's something.
Delightful.
Yes!
Which video game console released in 2006 pioneered the use of motion controls in its gameplay?
Nintendo.
No.
Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
There we go.
What fast food chain sells the Baconator?
That would be Wendy's.
Yes. What
I once had
musician?
the triple baconator. That was an aggressive
Sounds
choice.
too much.
It was.
What musician was on the cover of the first issue of Rolling Stone magazine?
Bob Dylan.
No.
The Rolling Stones.
No.
Oh, the hell was that band? Oh man, the Grateful Dead.
No. What is the 10-letter term for the longest side of a right triangle?
Isosceles.
No.
Papa-boo.
No.
Rhinoceros.
No. The patella is the medical term for what body part?
Kneecap.
Yes. Golden and bald are types of what bird?
Goose.
No.
Gold and emball. What?
Golden and bald.
Eagle.
Yes.
Golden
What was the name of the oldest son in the Brady Bunch?
Craig.
Yes. Finish the nursery rhyme lyrics. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the what?
The jumping stick.
No.
The stick.
The jumping stick.
Steve, you got
Yeah,
5 correct, which is a loss, 6-5.
Thank you, Jack, for jumping over the jumping stick.
Congrats, Conrad.
Nice work, Conrad. Looks like your love for DC and did not hurt you on that one. All right, take it easy, buddy. There you go.
I just got to peek inside my home life with my child now. Whenever she's like, itsy bitsy spot, and I'm like, at some point I just go, I'm like, I don't know the words to any of these.
You did a great job.
Thanks.
Not really.
Oh man,
you did get this though.
Is it the pogo stick?
No. Yeah, it is a weird thing to jump over, but this is old timey days. So
Conrad got it correct.
Oh, well, it's a Conrad special.
Yeah,
It really is.
It's the candlestick.
The candlestick.
Yeah, very close to the jumping stick.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Isn't that in the Clue game too? Can't you murder Professor Plum with the jumping stick?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Does anyone know the musician that was on the cover of the first issue of Rolling Stone magazine?
You said musician.
Yes.
Was it Jimi Hendrix?
John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Yeah. Why didn't I go with John Lennon?
Let's see here. You finally got the eagle, golden bald. 2 that Conrad got to. Do you know Pepper Potts' love interest is for what superhero?
Spider-Man.
No.
Oh, Iron Man.
Yes.
There you
okay,
go.
you would have got that.
Steve knows. He made his Marvel. He knows what's up.
And then do you know the maximum number of clubs a golfer may use in a round?
Is it 3?
No, it's way higher.
9?
14.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
shows how much I know about golf. I just use a putter for everything.
Golf and candlesticks. You're so
I'm the guy.
well known about
nursery rhymes and golf. Those are my expertise levels right there.
Oh, we can tell. Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations on losing.
Tough loss.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve.
That's okay.
I feel really bad for you.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I'll come back strong
Yeah, you will.
at 8:47.
You'll be back.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's a good question with John Lennon, since Paul McCartney says he's going to do the fake John Lennon AI thing in order to make another Beatles song. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So, nice job, Sarah. You almost were really topical.
Yeah, thank you. I planned that.
Yeah, sure you did.
Sure.
MSN.com. Guess what? They got a list of side hustles that you never considered that can make more than your 9-to-5 job.
Ooh, time to start doing some side hustles, boys.
Yeah, which makes you wonder, why would you do your 9-to-5 job? Unless that becomes your side hustle, but that's a lot. That's 8 hours of a side hustle every day.
Well, something that starts as a side hustle, and maybe you need to still find success with that side hustle.
Yeah, wedding DJ.
I know some people that make some good coin doing the wedding DJ, but that'd be a tough gig because you're just at the mercy of weddings. Like you say, there's no guarantee that you're going to get business.
That's what I don't understand. I suppose if they just go hourly, but you're right, Steve. Can you make your entire life on this?
I have some friends that's one of their few main jobs. They have a couple of hustles that are their main hustles because they don't have an actual 9-to-5 job, and one of their gigs is being a wedding DJ, and that seems to be the most lucrative of them all.
How about this one, Steve? You participate in this. Well, I should say you help out these people hanging Christmas lights. The Christmas lights.
I have in the past. I tried last year, and I got ghosted.
Yeah. Oh.
That was one of the funniest things ever.
So they didn't get back to you.
It was so random. We were trying with the new house, and it was like, oh, this is going to be a pain. I can't get up that high. I don't have a ladder. And a listener was like, hey, me and my buddy, we're starting a Christmas light company, and we'd love to do it for you, but we'll do it for free. And I was like, no, I'll pay you guys. That's, I don't feel right about having. So we came up with an agreed amount, but they were doing it solely so they could hope that I would say good things about them if anyone asked me about Christmas lights in our neighborhood or whatever. I could be someone I would vouch for them. and they never came.
Oh.
I reached out to them a couple times.
Wow.
They were planning, and then the winter storm hit, which I understood. Like, that was last winter, it was like there was that one little brief period of time where it was just gnarly, and I'm like, yeah, don't come out right now. I don't want you guys to get hurt. And then when it got better, I was like, hey, when are you guys planning on coming out? I have the lights and everything. Never heard back again. And I was like, well, that's not going to help word of mouth for your business.
No, not at all. Not really going to recommend you guys.
Then again, I don't know the name of the business, so I wouldn't crap all over them. But like, I just thought that was hilarious. My wife's like, have you heard back? I'm like, no. How weird is that? Like, they reached out to me. They are like, we'd love to do this. We'll do it for free. And I'm like, no, I'll actually give you money. And they still ended up not coming.
Yeah. Turns out that not everybody can start a business properly.
Yeah, I don't think the business is going to go well for them personally. No. I hope they change doing something else.
But I know that some of these places charge some dough.
Dude,
they charge dough to hang lights.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Like, just every bid that we were talking to certain people, it started at like $900 minimum. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not dropping that kind of coin.
This one on the list surprises me. I mean, it makes sense so many people do it, but, with all the problems that you have with these delivery services when it comes to food and people eating your food, taking your stuff, I would think, okay, this doesn't pay much because of how bad the people are when it comes to delivering food. Yet DoorDash is considered, a job where you can make more than your 9 to 5.
No, yeah, my ex does that as like a side hustle because she's like a vice principal or assistant principal, and she.
What a sad statement on the school system. Yeah. That, you're a vice principal. I would think that you're doing just fine. You don't need to worry about DoorDashing.
You would think. No, she does DoorDash as a side, and she makes a lot of money doing it. And to your point, I think that we hear a lot of the bad stories that, from people. But I think that if you're a good delivery driver and you get their food there on time, you probably get tipped pretty well.
And nobody goes on social media to brag about how awesome their DoorDash driver is. So it's kind of a skewed perception that DoorDash is screwing, or any of those food delivery places are screwing things up when probably the majority of the time they're doing just fine.
Plus, you get free fries every time you do it. So.
Is that 100%?
No, I don't.
I know certain restaurants do hook up the driver with free food, so that would like, hey, just don't dip into the customer's bag. Here's some fries for you.
Oh, wow. Maybe this might be something I might have to think about.
You would never do DoorDash.
No,
you'd be a terrible DoorDash guy.
Why is that?
Because you get lost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I have GPS now.
All right.
Still get lost.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they start complaining, where's my food? I can see you just snapping on them. And you take like a selfie of you eating it. You're not getting it anymore, bitch. And there you are eating the burger.
Wow. You know what? Actually do it because we have some great audio for the show.
Yeah. The textures would be great. Hey, I had PJ show up to my house. He ate half of my hamburger and called me a bitch.
Yeah. That's the experience you want, isn't it? That's the experience you want. So there you go. I love this flipping broken electronics. I know people flip houses. I didn't know if people flipped broken electronics.
I can see that. Like if you have like a cell phone that's not working, you're just like, screw it, I'll get a new one. Someone who's good at that kind of stuff can fix it and then resell it.
Yeah, and you know what? Making swords and sculpting miniatures. The geeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Woo! Geeks are getting it done. So those are all different things that you can do. And we know some people that are social media consultants that people are actually making money off of that.
That one always blows my mind because whenever I see someone who says they're a social media consultant, and hey, if you found a way to make money, awesome. But my first thing is, well, how is their social media page doing? And they have like 300 followers or something. I'm like, that seems odd to me. Like if you figured out the way to make social media work, I'd hope you'd have at least 1,000 followers.
Well, it's kind of the same thing as like the OnlyFans thing too. But it's like you only need like 10 subscribers who are willing to pay you monthly, and then all of a sudden you're making some kind of money.
Yeah, that's I know, man. I smile at that too, Steve. With the social media consultant, we know a lot of them.
I do. I know at least 3.
Yeah. I was like, all right, well, if you're able to if you're making it happen.
But for all we know, they're not, and they're just saying they are.
Yeah,
they're just playing that game of like, hey, I'm doing great, but they're actually like door dashing and hanging Christmas lights on the side.
Well, I guess they are doing great. I mean, they didn't tell you how they're doing great.
That's true.
All right, we got a new segment on our show, and it's designed to help you out. Oh, yeah, we're all about you. Got a relationship problem at work, or anything else where you need advice. Doesn't matter how odd you think it is, we are here for you. Call us or text us now at 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted, and we're going to do it at 717 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades. He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Call State Farm agent Terry Stash in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. What is help wanted? Well, for years, we've been getting lots of phone calls, texts, and messages from rockaholics wanting our advice on whatever problem they are having. And it doesn't matter what it is, man. Relationships, problems at work, anything else. And you can think, man, it's too dumb to ask. No, it's not.
Never too dumb.
No, it is not.
In fact, we lean more towards the dumb.
We are here for you. Call us and text us now, 206-803-ROCK. That's 206-803-ROCK. It is Help Wanted.
All right, couple texts. We got one, workplace issues, or one other one, relationship issues.
We haven't done workplace in a while, have we?
It might be a few days since we've done a workplace one.
Yeah, I feel like I say
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, this one just came in this morning, so that's even better. And also they're a Kraken fan because they ended it with 4 months till Kraken hockey, baby. So... All right, they said, good help wanted. Good morning, everybody. I need help with this D-bag coworker. They're part of an office, and they work in the air-conditioned part of the office.
Oh, okay.
I'm part of the shop crew with no heat and no air conditioning. So having our meals in the fridge to keep them cold till lunch is important during the hot days. But this office guy's been putting his full, gigantic, insulated lunchbox in the fridge and takes up about a quarter of the refrigerator. He also leaves it there for days. This is our only refrigerator. What would you guys do to stop the refrigerator hog? Much love and Kraken hockey, baby.
Well, that sucks. You know, I mean, it really, really does suck. But people who are just unaware, like you, what are you bringing into work that takes up the bulk of the fridge like that?
Maybe they're meal prepping, brah. And they need all their food in there.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I mean,
some people meal prep. And they just kind of make up all their meals for the entire week. And this person maybe is lazy and just like, I'll bring in my whole week's worth of meals and just put them in the fridge.
Oh, that's BS.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, now I see what you mean. That's BS. You know what? You bring in one meal a day, then take it home and bring in the other one. I mean, that's
and throw your freaking food away when it's done.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes in our fridge right now, I'm like, what? Is anyone ever going to eat this thing? It's been like sitting in there for a few days, and you kind of want to be the douche that just throws it away, or be the person that sends out an angry email like Danny. One or the other, and just get rid of because you only have so much room in a refrigerator that you're sharing.
If you have, or you get a portable fridge. I mean, maybe you
guys a little mini fridge, like a dorm fridge.
Yeah, get a little dorm fridge. Maybe you guys can pool your funds together. I know it sucks to have to do that.
You get one for under $100, but they don't really hold up that much. How many people are in the non-air conditioned part of the office?
Well, that's why I say you go to everybody because they have them of different sizes.
That's true,
including maybe you can get your own fridge out there,
and you can get a bunch for not too expensive on Facebook Marketplace. It looks like right now.
Oh, how about that?
There you go.
Oh, you can even get one that has a Pepsi logo on it.
Yeah, I mean. It sucks that you have to do that, but that's what I would do. If you have room to put it in the area where you're at. If not, I mean, I feel like that's where like you have a foreman or a boss. Who's the boss of the back area there, the shop area? Mm-hmm. Someone's got to advocate for you because if you can't fit your food into a fridge.
So just taking the whole thing, that insulated thing, and just throwing it in the garbage, that's not the right way to handle it?
Oh, man, I'd tell you right there. That's how you would do it 30, 40 years ago, yeah.
See, and I think there's a much simpler solution. You just eat all their food and then just say, this is what's going to happen every week until you figure it out.
And it's also insulated. It's like what are you doing? You already have a thing that keeps your food chilled, and so why are you putting that whole thing in the fridge?
Even one person take the insulated bag out of the fridge. That's what the insulation is for. No need for refrigeration. Yeah, the person says just get a cooler Someone says, just bring your own cooler and just bring that to work.
I mean, that does help too. I mean, the cooler is a cool way to do it. Hey.
Another text says, I would ask your boss for a second fridge. When he asks why, tell him the situation. That might solve it. But that's me just being passive aggressive, LOL.
I would, yeah. I mean, it's just, to me, I'm very much, I would go up to that person with the thing. I'd say something. I mean, I'd say it anyway, especially if I knew the guy. Jimmy, how much room do you need? What is wrong with you?
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, I would say that. It's like, Jimmy, what are you doing? You're taking up the whole fridge with your stupid bag. You need to find something else to do here.
Or, when one texter has that. At our office, we have a designated person that just throws food out religiously once a week, and everybody knows it.
We used to have that here, but then she is not working here anymore. I liked when they would send out that email, hey, get your crap out of the fridge. We're cleaning it out.
Yeah.
Every 3 months or whatever.
Yeah. I got scared because it's like, look, I got my area. I use it all the time. Please don't throw my stuff out.
Then you have turf wars in the fridge. Like, you're like, that's my spot. Why are you in my spot?
I know. I've had my spot for a while.
You see, I move my stuff around just to keep people on their toes.
Oh, yeah, no, don't go to my spot. I'm like Sheldon on the couch. Don't do it.
So it's like the person who gets crazy about the parking spot that's not really assigned to them.
I'm still very upset about that sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. Anytime I go, I have a set spot that I always go to, and if there's a car there, I'm just like, who the F is this person?
Who are you?
I'm like, well, clearly they don't know. And even if they did, it's not like there's any, they didn't sign a contract saying, hey, do not take this spot. Steve uses it.
Yeah, but, we unofficially know that as people. You got your spot. Everybody knows that. They should know that. That's how it is in life.
Now, is this person really a D-bag, or are you just making him out to be a D-bag? Maybe you just need to have a conversation with the person. Just be like, hey, dude, can we figure this out? Because you're taking up too much space in the fridge.
I think it's because it's there are unwritten rules of dude-dom, if you will.
Dude-dom.
You go, you don't take up more space than you should in life. You know what I mean? Like the people that will, take up more than one parking space. Those kind of people, you go, dude, you know better than this. What are you doing? Like, don't start a fight with somebody else's spouse. I had to learn that the hard way. My friends would be like, dude, why are you causing problems with my wife? Just shut up and don't talk to her.
Yeah, no one else does that, really.
Yeah. I think that was the thing.
It is. Well, I know. I had to learn that. I mean, because, sometimes if somebody says something stupid, I don't care who it is, even if it's your spouse, I'll say something. And then eventually my friend's like, dude, just ignore her like I do, please.
One text says, just do a note first, and then if it still does it, then play the game of where is the cooler hidden.
Yeah, the note's very passive-aggressive. I hate notes.
Well, a note, I think, makes sense if you don't know whose it is.
I hate them.
Well, if you don't know.
I still hate notes.
Well, how are you supposed to get the word out?
You go to the boss and say, look.
How's the boss going to find out?
Well, the boss is going to know who the friggin' idiot is.
I'd rather write a note than go to the boss and rat somebody out.
Oh, so you write a passive-aggressive note?
It's not a passive-aggressive note if you don't know the person. You're just like, hey, whoever's stuff is this, can you please not do that? And then, or let me know.
How are you going to respond to that?
I'd throw the note away.
Yeah, of course you would. Nobody responds.
But if you don't know who the person is, how are you going to find out? You can just leave a note that says, whose is this? I'm Steve.
Yeah, I'll find out. Who do you want? You want me to find the person? I'll find out.
Oh, okay. You just investigate him.
I will. I'll get
some
it done.
Cameras.
Remember the person that was using my frozen ice pack?
Yes.
We figured that out, didn't we?
Well, he blatantly walked around with it wrapped around his waist.
That's how I found out.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that hard to figure out.
I was looking at people. I looked at everybody and go, hey, how's your back feeling?
And he thanked you for letting him use it, even though you never let him use it.
Yeah, dude, it is the creepiest thing. I mean, that's when you go, how clueless are you? You don't use somebody else's ice pack. It's skin to skin. It's once it's on somebody else's skin, you can't use it ever. You really can't. You just, unless you're in dire emergency.
The code kills any kind of germs.
Yeah, no.
No, I know.
I would never want to touch that again. I had to burn the damn thing. All right, well, I think we helped, didn't we?
I don't think we did.
I mean, look, in life, you got to kind of just solve your own problems. That's why I say get a cooler, get your own mini fridge. Just get it done.
Well, yeah, one person says I have one of those ones you just put a little ice thing in. Like I have one of those little lunch bags that you just put it in the freezer, and it has already the ice pack inside the bag, so it's kind of nice. So you never have to
how many spots does it take up?
It's like the size of a little lunch bag.
I'm going to go check right now.
It takes up like one spot.
I'm going to find out right now. You know what? You're that guy.
15 feet
Was this
long,
written
BJ.
by Danny V?
Yes.
Are you the guy?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Because look, I fix my own problems for the most part now. I've learned I got to do it. We have a coffee maker.
Uh-huh.
We brought in our own Mr. Coffee because our coffee tastes like it does. The one from the big machine.
Well, yeah, it tastes like butt is like a compliment to that coffee, actually.
I finally complained in our survey.
Did you of all the things we have? Okay, so we have a company survey that was sent out to us, and that's the thing that you decided to complain about.
Well, I mean, they ask you like, what could you change in the workplace? And really, look, I got nothing to complain about except the coffee.
That's awesome.
So why not say something? You know, they like the airport.
Did anyone else complain?
No. Why wouldn't you complain? That coffee machine sucks.
I think it said something like, is there anything you wish we had? And there was an option for a vending machine. I clicked that.
Yeah, and a better coffee machine.
I just said less surveys when they said anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just didn't even fill mine out because at that point I'm like, nothing's going to change anyway.
Is that wrong? I really did. I would like less surveys and less videos that I have to watch.
Oh yeah, too late for that. You're gonna get all that.
Well, I mean, you ask questions. Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
See, I ask questions where something can change, like the coffee.
Oh, maybe mine could change.
Dude, they spend so much money. They got people coming in maintaining that, and I'm like, who drinks that coffee? Everybody we ask thinks it tastes like ass.
So what is the issue with it? Is it the coffee machine or is it the beans that they put in it?
That's a really good question.
I feel like it's the beans.
It looks like a gigantically cool coffee machine with the beans that get ground up, which is great because that's the way you want it.
So maybe we should replace the beans and see how it tastes.
I hope that's it, but it's like almost they got 4 sets of beans and they all...
We also did that before, and everyone still hated it afterwards. So.
We did. Okay, I can't remember.
Yeah, it happened. I mean, this was 4 years ago, and they brought in a bunch of different samples, and everyone voted on their favorite. And
let's just get some simple Dunkin' Donuts beans, man.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think it's the beans.
So it's something that goes through the machine that makes it taste like butt?
Yeah, because we tasted it and we thought, this is really good whenever they had their samples. I thought, oh, that's pretty good. If the coffee could taste like this, great. And then all of a sudden, zing, nothing. All right, we got, so anyway, I put it on the survey.
All right, well, hopefully you are the person that starts the change that we all need.
It is Help Wanted, 206-803-ROCK. You got a problem, no matter how dumb it is, we'll help you out. Ian and Lake Stevens, you are on the Rock.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Not too bad. And by the way, I have a problem with Lake Stevens. I was at the Costco up there, and they didn't have a lot of samples. I have to tell you, I was really disappointed. I don't know if that's a normal thing or not, but the Lake Stevens Costco's got to get it together because the Issaquah Costco always has the samples. I don't understand. All right, that's my problem with Lake Stevens. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I'd say that's quite a problem, DJ. So a buddy of mine, he was trying out the dating scene as of recent with my girlfriend's friend.
Oh.
And so I was kind of talking him up because when him and I hang out, everything's pretty cool. So they start hanging out for maybe a month. Things didn't really get serious at all. It's a month into talking. It's not even a relationship yet. And so he started getting really attached and he would ask, he would text her, why aren't you responding to me? And, all this kind of stuff.
Okay,
and,
so they're just dating, but he thinks it should be exclusive, it feels like, and she's not feeling that after a month.
Kind of, yeah. I wouldn't even really know if I would consider it dating because they're just kind of it kind of is. They're trying to get to know each other. But, so he was kind of getting a little too attached, and it got to the point where, they went to a movie, and he was trying to hold her hand, touch her thighs and stuff, and she's saying no, stop.
Wait, after a month?
Yeah.
Well, I would say you got to tell your friend she's not into him because I think a month is reasonable to want to hold somebody's hand or even have some sort of physical contact after a month. I mean, otherwise, what are you doing with the guy? I mean, I don't know. Are you on the side of the girl or on the side or the side of the guy on this one? Because I've already started siding with your buddy. I think that she should just say, "Look, I don't want to be with you anymore." Because a month is a long time, Ian, to not get. I mean, I thought you were going to say he was just crazy, but to want to hold somebody's hand and they're like, "No," after a month, it's well, then why are you with me here? What's the point?
Yeah, I get that point, but the only problem I have with it is so she was saying she doesn't like PDA, and some people are like that, and I get the whole holding hands to me after a month. That's cool. But, so she decided...
You're in a dark theater, and you still don't want to hold hands? I think she's got it. He
has clammy hands, man. I don't want to hold people's hands all the time either.
Yeah, but you're a weirdo.
Am I?
Yeah, you don't like to be touched.
Well, fair.
So he started telling her that he didn't want her hanging out with her other guy friends at this point, too.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know why she's with him at this point. I mean, really, it seems like they both have issues.
Made free movies.
Yeah, I think
movies are expensive.
Here's the thing: your friend is definitely got issues if he doesn't want her hanging out with guy friends. But then again, he probably doesn't date much, so I don't know what I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, I would say mental note, maybe not introduce him to any other female friends.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's going to get weird every time.
I get the hell out of that thing. You don't need to be a matchmaker for that, dude.
And I wonder if the reason why she's sticking around is because she's a little concerned that he might, lose his crap on her. If she's like, can you just please leave me alone forever? Just go away.
Well, he already did that.
He freaked out on her?
He already lost his crap because she just was like, hey, I don't really think this is going to work out. And so last night he got a little blackout drunk.
Oh my God! Okay,
he sounds like he's a fucking
guy. Okay, now that you've told us the rest of the story, he's got issues. And you know what, Ian? I don't know why he's your friend. You got a friend that gets blackout drunk and goes crazy on women. I think you got to look in the mirror and go, "Why is this guy my friend?"
I've been friends with him for maybe 6+ years, and this has never happened before.
Well, dude, that's scary.
Out of left field.
Or at least you never knew about it because he wasn't dating people that you knew. So the word never, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like that's a strange form of behavior to have because someone doesn't want to hang out with you.
And I'll say this, Ian, thanks for the call. 6+ years is not a long time. Not you. I knew a guy that I thought I really knew well, and it was probably a similar amount of time that we hung together. And then all of a sudden, one day, I found out about a complete pattern about this person that was massively disturbing. That his super best friends who knew him for his whole life, but nobody talked about. And I'm like, wow, it changed everything. I pretty much our friendship was over after I found that out and said, dude, this is not cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you? And then I said to his friends, how are you cool with this? If this is a pattern, it was a dangerous pattern, like a pattern that could hurt people.
Hey.
And I'm just like, how do you not say anything? This is really irresponsible. You, the best friend, and you, the significant other. How do you let this go on? And yet for, X amount of years, I had no idea. And Steve, you also know this person, and it was bad. And all of a sudden it just, we're seeing some activity, and then boom, we're like, wow, this is an issue. Come to find out, lifelong issue that nobody talked about. So, Ian, 6 years is not a long time to know every dark secret a person has. Your friend's got issues, and I don't know if I want to get involved in that. Be like, dude, have a nice weekend.
No, and a lot of times you find out about people like they're just crappy boyfriends or / girlfriends or whatever in the situation, but you never knew because you didn't know the other person. So you're just like, oh, it just didn't work out. No, of course they're going to spin it to make it seem like they weren't the bad person if the relationship didn't work out. But here you're witnessing firsthand that this guy's kind of a clinger and he's also kind of got some anger issues.
And getting blackout drunk, I'm sorry. I feel like that's not the first time that's happened.
No, it's the first time they know.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully we helped. And you know what? If you didn't get through on the phone lines or whatever, you know what? Maybe tomorrow. Get the number, Joe. We'll help people out tomorrow. You can also email, text us, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number for help wanted for calling and texting. Talked about it earlier. Paul McCartney working on a new Beatles song with an old John Lennon demo, but then... but here's the thing. Did AI already beat him to it? This is an interesting story. You'll hear what it sounds like at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault?
Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Man, you'd think Paul McCartney at his age would be like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to chill. But that's just, it's wild. He just said he's finished working on an old John Lennon demo called Now and Then, and it's going to be out later this year.
I can understand. He doesn't have to do anything for money, but he probably still loves the art of making music and probably also misses the collaboration with John Lennon. I mean, I'd imagine looking back fondly on that short period of time that the Beatles existed, which was really a really short time when you think about it. When you look at like how many years they were as active as a band, it wasn't that long.
It would be so wild if John Lennon, wasn't taken from us so quickly in life. What they would have done
if they would have done anything, they could have been one of those bands that never got back together. Because they did break up.
Oh, money, baby. You know how people get back together for cash. I feel like somebody could have made that happen.
That's true. A lot of people eventually do buckle for the money, but not everyone. I mean, you look at like a guy like Robert Plant. I mean, yeah, he did a little one-off here and there with Led Zeppelin, but for the most part, not enough money in the world for him to want to do that again.
Yeah. Yoko Ono, I guess, gave this tape to Paul, which gave him the idea that, hey, and this happened while George Harrison was still alive, because there's only two Beatles left, Ringo and Paul.
Right.
So when he got this tape those years ago while George was alive, he believed it just couldn't be cleaned up enough, so they left it alone.
Yeah, because it's just him and the piano. It's not like isolated parts. It's just a recording of him on the piano.
But Paul says, thanks to AI, which is this is the buzz letters these days, AI. Paul says AI was able to clean this up. He said we were able to take John's voice and get it pure through this AI, so then we could mix the record as you would normally do.
See, this is one of those instances where AI would be pretty cool to have.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right, because I bet there's a lot of bands that have like old recordings before, like, think about like Queen maybe, like there's a bunch of like Freddie Mercury stuff, whereas like me being a big fan of like Mother Love Bone, like Andrew Wood stuff that maybe quality-wise wasn't good enough for them to even try and rework in the studio to kind of give us some new material. Now they could.
Yeah, and here's the 1978 demo of the song. Wow, this is how long ago this was. Wow, a long time ago. And here's the original version.
I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because.
Well, I'm not sure I want to. I think they should just leave it where it is.
Oh, you're not a big fan of the song?
No.
I don't think it's a banger, as the kids would say.
No, I mean, I don't know why. It doesn't have that same Imagine vibe to me.
Well, because just him and the piano. I mean, every song's going to be Imagine. He can't write every.
Well, he was just on the piano with Imagine too, but that's why I guess I'm used to that. You know what I mean?
That's setting the bar really high.
Yeah.
Many would argue is the greatest song ever written. Not me. I wouldn't argue that, but some people would.
That's the problem. Anytime John Lennon's on the piano, it better be Imagine or I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have to. I'm sorry. I mean, that's So how about this? So while Paul McCartney talked about, hey man, I'm using AI. We're going to fix this up. We're going to release it. Turns out a YouTuber actually beat him to the punch on the final Beatles song. This is amazing that just some rando can do this. A person on YouTube used AI to remake that song with drums and other instruments.
And doubled John's voice so it sounds better-ish.
All right, let's see if I like it better with this version.
I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, don't be good.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think
it sounds like a Beatles song.
Imagine, no, God,
not every song is Imagine.
It wouldn't be a Beatles song that I'd like.
And Beatles and Imagine's not a Beatles song.
It's true. Well, even some of the other Beatles ballads, I think, are so much better.
See, I'm not a massive Beatles fan, so this just sounds like it would be a throwaway track on one of their records. But if someone said, hey, this is a song from one of the albums, they're like, okay, I believe it.
Now, with Paul McCartney's on there, because when they both sing together, the way he doubled up John, it just doesn't feel like a Beatles song, because Paul and John together, sometimes you had a hard time telling who's doing the leads on this.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear that version before I make my final judgment on whether or not I like this song. I don't think it's anything special, and but I'm not a huge Beatles fan either.
Now, imagine if you're Paul McCartney and you hear that version.
Yeah,
I didn't do that on purpose, but look at that.
Okay.
Matt,
you can't get it out of your head now, can you?
No. Picture this, if you will.
You're Paul McCartney.
You're Paul McCartney. Okay. And then all of a sudden someone sends you the link to this YouTube page where this version's done. You've been busting your ass trying to make this all happen. And you're like, that's kind of better than what we were doing. Son of a bitch.
Dude, it's got to be like the Disney people felt when they had Luke Skywalker come back as a young version, and they used all the technology they did to try to make him look young, and then some guy just used deep fake, and it was better.
Right.
Yeah, it would be, if you're Disney going, how much money did we spend on that CGI crap and deep fake Danny made it happen for nothing?
And if you're Paul, do you go, we got to get back in the studio and do something better, because this guy on YouTube did a better version of the song. I think about that even in the world of wrestling, because you have all these armchair writers, fans and journalists and old wrestlers, and they'll spew their opinions on podcasts, and sometimes you're like, that is a way better direction of a story than what we're seeing on TV. But then if you're a writer or a producer for the show, you're like, I heard that, it is better, but do you not go that direction because you don't want to give them the satisfaction of knowing that their idea was better?
Oh, it's with the show Yellow Jackets, there's so many fan theories, and some of the directors and some of the writers said, yeah, we were so surprised how some people did figure some stuff out, and we already had it planned, so we were just like, hey, good on you, but they were like, they didn't comment on anything, but you're right, Steve, it's amazing how some people go, here's what I think would be a great story, and the writers go, yeah, so do we, but don't tell anybody, because that's season 3.
There are times where I see that too, where like, oh, I bet this is how it should all end up, and you're just like, well, and it does, and then you're like, I swear we didn't steal that from that person. We just had the same idea.
Well, dude, I remember with Doctor Who, some rando fan said, I have an intro that you guys would love. And so you go, yeah, whatever. And he made one on YouTube, and BBC was like, this is actually pretty cool, and they used it for a run of Doctor Who. And so I think more and more people go, why can't I do stuff? And what if Paul McCartney goes, this is, like you said, this is what we would have done, so we're going to release it.
Dude, that AI stuff's so crazy that they could just grab the voice and replicate it, or do something to where you can remove the piano and you still have the same essence of that voice.
So what if, somebody like a Vince Neil, who every once in a while has a hard time singing, what if
that's being generous.
Yeah. What if they get AI stuff of his old voice, then he sings a song and the AI fills it in with the better stuff, and would you be happy with? Would you be okay with that if they put out a record like that?
I would. honestly. Like, I know some people probably wouldn't, but like because it's still them. It's still, if some random person just did all that, I'm like, well, we don't know if that's how they would go. Like, I think about that with like Nirvana. Granted, Kurt's no longer around, but like, what if Chris, Dave, and Pat Smear, they got together and they're like, let's write a Nirvana record again, and let's channel what the times that we spent with Kurt. We played enough of these songs, and we got the vibe and the spirit of it, and then Dave maybe recorded the vocals. And then said, okay, now let's get AI to find Kurt and do the vocals. I'd be really curious to hear how that would sound.
That would be interesting.
I know it's not the same. And for some people, maybe they'd have it'd be kind of cringy. And I'm sure Dave wouldn't even do it because it's probably that's not his vibe. But for funsies, I wish he would do something like that. Because he did backing vocals for Nirvana when he was in the band. So you could still keep his vocals for the parts where you need them and then just replace the other parts with Kurt's voice.
I have $1 million idea that you just gave me.
Oh, okay.
I have $1 million idea. And if Ryan Castle, if you're listening, I know you can probably talk to the record company. I don't know who it is. Get this. All of the AC/DC Brian Johnson stuff.
Oh.
Let's have, what would Bon Scott have sounded like being the lead vocalist for those songs? I would love to hear that. And there's enough of him, and if AI could actually create that, I would love to hear all of the great AC/DC hits done by Brian, and what would Bon sound like?
That would be fun.
I would buy that album.
It'd be fun
totally
to hear.
buy that.
It'd be no different than also grab like the Alice in Chains records that they've put out post Lane.
Yeah.
And see what it would sound like with Lane doing the William Duvall parts.
Oh, yeah.
But that'd be awkward for the person who's still around. Like William Duvall would be like, guys, like you're not helping the argument from the old school fans.
What if they decided to have? Well, actually, I guess William kind of still does that. I was going to say they have AI have William do the old ones, but I guess he does that when he's out singing with them anyway.
Yeah, he performs.
Yeah,
the
never
old
mind.
songs.
It doesn't need AI for that. He's doing it. Yeah. All right. So.
Well, and also, did you see in the radio world? There's like a station that's now using an AI version of an actual radio job.
Oh, down in Portland.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, it's it's
AI Allison or something like that.
Well, at least I don't know. I think so. Like it's a regular person that actually does radio, but they're just saying, guess what? We're going to take your voice, and instead of even having you voice track a show, because a lot of people do that. They'll do shows for different places all over the country.
And they record it in their house or something along those lines.
And this person used to, I guess, do it for Portland, and now they're just going to AI her instead. Even though, so she's still able to do it, but for some reason they're going to just have AI do it for her instead.
So are they paying her, or are they going to just pay, or are they just like, hey, they give her like a flat fee for her voice?
That's a really good question. I wonder if our business even does that, to be honest with you. Because I don't know how much money these people are getting paid extra to actually voice track all over the place. So.
And now you're just eliminating that part. You're like, we'll just have a robot do it. No problem.
It's up in our, I feel like Portland's the weirdest place to do that, because I feel like Portland is like legit. Like they would not want to have fake stuff.
Yeah, AI Ashley, that's what it is.
Yeah, AI Ashley. And
how does Ashley feel if they say, we're not going to use you anymore, we're just going to use the robot version, she's doing a better job?
Yeah, that is, that's weird. I'd like to hear the difference.
I mean, is Ashley turning her back on the humans?
Maybe Ashley's part of Skynet. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even think of maybe. She's definitely.
Yeah.
I'd be concerned if I was them.
This is what our whole business has been going crazy about this. And this is exactly what happened.
Oh, so once going back to the AC/DC idea you had, you could call it AI-DC.
Oh, yes. Okay. I would so want to hear that. I would pay for that. Because, I mean, man, I love Bon Scott. I really, really did. And Brian does a great job, obviously. But, man, Bon had such a unique voice. Really, really dug his voice.
But then you could get all crazy. You could, like, grab different voices and be like, what would Hulk Hogan sound like? He was the singer of AC/DC. You know what I mean? Back in black, brother.
Oh, yeah. What would Tony Bennett sound like, some crooner, Like, what would Dean Martin sound like in AC/DC?
That'd be so weird, but you could easily.
Yeah, that would be very interesting to hear different people singing different songs. Yeah. All right. I guess that's the fun part of it, just as long as nobody loses their jobs.
Well, that's the inevitable part. Then. Eventually, it starts off being fun, and the next thing you know, people just start taking advantage of it and using it to screw people out of jobs.
It's going to be weird to I don't know if you could be around. I mean, actually, you probably won't be around either in 50 years. Like, what will entertainment look like 50 years from now?
50? I'd say 5 years. Things are going to be crazy, man.
Yeah. Hey, man. Wow. Hey, there's a great online chat about the everyday things that we do that feel strangely illegal. I'll tell you all about this at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades.
He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call State Farm agent Sierra Belleville in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Is everything okay over there?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good, dude. There he goes. As long as his train lady's happy, that's all that matters.
I said yes and I mean it.
Okay, well, she means yes then, Steve. I think we should keep going.
Yes.
All right, thank you. It's nice to be validated.
Yes.
By a stable individual. There's a great chat online where people are talking about normal. I thought it was like, yes! Okay, not her. No, they're
okay.
No, they're talking about normal, everyday things that feel illegal. And this is, I don't even know what they're talking about. I haven't seen this list.
Okay.
But these are everyday things that feel like they're illegal, but they're not, and you're doing them. I do get this. I'm kind of like this first one, but I have a little bit of a difference. Walking through a store and leaving without buying anything, I always imagine I'm about to be tackled on the way out.
What were you doing in here?
I do that because when I walk the mall, sometimes if the mall is small, I'll walk a department store. Like I'll go maybe walk to Target, walk a Rite Aid, and I do feel badly because I'm walking in with no intention of buying anything and then walking right out again.
Sometimes I thought as I'm like leaving like a Macy's, I I stop right before I step out, I look around and I just run just to see what's that. No, I don't really do that. Sometimes I feel I'm doing something illegal if I go just solely to someone, I'm going to use their bathroom. Like
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, like I had to go to like really bad, and nature called, and I was like,
how do you all feel about that?
Well, when nature calls, I don't really care anymore. Like, because it's either go to the sketch supermarket that I sometimes have to go to, where things get weird, or there's like a Lowe's or a Home Depot that has a bathroom. So I just went right there.
I heard, so when I worked at a restaurant, we had, when you see the exits, like restaurants, next exit, our restaurant was on that sign and people would come in and use the bathroom and I'd get upset. My boss said, no, we legally have to let them in because our sign is, our restaurant is on the sign. That's what he told him.
Really? So because the restaurants were on those signs, their bathrooms you can be used.
That's what he told me.
Thanks for telling me that, Vicki.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. Because some places do have restrooms for customers only.
Yeah.
Now here's what I want to say. Okay? There are times I'll go into the place that has that sign, buy stuff, and not use the restroom. So I would like a coupon so that later on I can walk in and say that I was a customer one time, but I didn't use your bathroom, so now I get into the bathroom free card.
Save the receipts. And then be like, I was a customer.
Yeah, and then, but they have to have proof that I didn't use the bathroom.
I don't think anyone's going to argue with you, honestly. I don't think there's any like poop police out there that's just like, sir,
boy, that's a job.
We know you didn't buy anything today.
If you have that job, do you tell people what you do for a living? I'm the poop police.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Same thing with the restaurant. People feel, I do. I feel badly if you walk into a restaurant and decide, this place isn't for me. I feel like as soon as you walk in the door, you're kind of compelled to stay.
There have been times where we've walked, it's very rare, but there have been times we've walked in, I'm looking like, nothing sounds good. Because they didn't have the menu outside of the restaurant. Like, I always love when restaurants have like their menu already outside so you can kind of stare at a window that has all the stuff. Or ideally, usually I'd go online and check like their menu before I get there. But sometimes you're making like an impulse decision. You're like, there's better options out there on this street. Like, let's go somewhere else.
See, that's the good psychological thing to do is to not put them on the outside. So then you'll feel like I do and feel like you're going to stay.
Have you ever gotten up? I've done this once, and only once. There was a restaurant in Everett that's not even there anymore. And I think part of the reason why is the service was just so bad. We went there. We were going to some show at the arena, and so we go there. We sit down, we got our glass of water, and then nobody came to us for a good 20 minutes.
Oh, I think you get to go.
We did.
Yeah.
And I felt so weird. Like, I felt like, should we leave like $1 for the water? Like, you just feel like, and finally I was just like, well, it's on them. Like, it's not that busy. It wasn't packed in there. I mean, it was busy enough, obviously, that the person didn't think of. But 20 minutes go by, you couldn't even make eye contact with someone to come over and take your order.
In the past, I would say yes. Now it's a little tougher because they still are having a hard time finding people to work.
Yeah, but I mean, after 20 minutes, you can't even just
Yeah, it's a tough one. You're right.
Say hi.
I feel like something should be done in 20 minutes. Some sort of acknowledgement of your existence.
Especially when we're playing a game also of like, hey, we want to get our dinner done in time to get into the venue to see a show. And it's like, all of a sudden you start doing the math. You're like, I mean, we're cutting it close now.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, so we just got up and walked out. I felt really weird about that. Like I did feel like I was about to get tackled.
I have done that a couple of times, but you're right. It's a tough one. And we're talking about the things that you do every day in life that actually feel illegal, even though they're really not. How about owning a flamethrower, which I feel like that should be illegal.
It is kind of crazy that you can just walk around with a flamethrower.
It's only illegal in 2 states, Maryland and California. They're banned in Maryland. Although for some reason, how about Maryland was like, okay, nobody's having what was going on that Maryland said no more flamethrowers for everybody. You can't even have a permit for these.
Had to take one incident to make that happen.
Yeah. Man. And then California, you can have one, but you need a permit. But everywhere else, including here in the great state of Washington, you can have a flamethrower.
Where do you go to get a permit for a flamethrower? Is that the same place where you get like a permit to fish?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? California they're trying to get as much money from you as they can, so I am not surprised.
I kind of want to have a license to carry a flamethrower in California, just so I say I can.
That would be cool.
Like, I'm licensed to carry a flamethrower in California. You be careful with what you say, sir.
I'm surprised we don't see more flamethrowers around here since we're legal.
I have seen some of my neighbors before. They use them to clear out their weeds in like the rocky areas.
Oh.
I've had a couple of neighbors in the past.
That's
that have
epic. Is that epic looking as like this it does on TV?
It's not as like big or anything, but it does make you like, hey, can I try that for a little bit? I want to do it.
Yeah, man.
I'll clean your weeds for you.
That's awesome.
Someone texted and saying going back for an extra free sample at Costco or Trader Joe's. That feels illegal.
I always take a different route.
I always blame it on my child.
Well, I do. You can't take more than one, though, because, I don't know, it just happened recently to us.
Has anyone been called out for that?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, so you've had somebody say...
Just happened this weekend. I had my buddy's daughter tried to get a second cup of a liquid, and they said that she couldn't have it, so she asked me to go get it for her. So I had to slide around the corner and pick up this liquid, like some drink that I didn't want, and I gave it to her. They wouldn't let her have two samples, she said.
Well, that person takes their job way too serious.
I would say so. It's like, look, if again, they want you to drink this stuff because maybe you'll buy it. Like, if you want more than one sample, it might give you more opportunity to go, you know what, this really is good. I got to get this.
I always just go back up and let my kid drop the sample. Can I get another one? I don't even know why I give an excuse. It's not like they're even asking. And more often than not, I don't even have my kid with me.
Yeah, that's a great strategy.
I need another thing of that spaghetti.
I usually like just grab somebody's kid and go, hey, look, we're going to need 2.
Kid spilled it.
I don't.
Do we need to clean it up? No, I cleaned it up. It's all good. This fictional spaghetti that I spilled, I actually ate it.
Yeah, you're good.
It is funny how you feel like you need an excuse because every time I've gone, the people and no hate to Costco, but I feel like they just look dead in the eyes. They're just kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, why are you telling me this? Like, why are you talking to me even?
I feel like it's illegal to walk away before they give you the spiel. Sometimes I'm like, I got to listen to the spiel about this pudding.
I am too. Yeah, same
but,
way.
Like, I really don't care because I'm not really going to buy it. I just want a spoon of it.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't want more than just a spoon. Like, I don't need the full facts about this granola bar lady. Like,
yeah.
But then I feel bad walking away as they're spewing out the information. They don't stop saying it.
No, they don't. It's a weird transactional situation going on there.
They might be zombies.
I really try to say thank you and have something because I feel like it's so like dehumanizing where it's almost like they're AI. Like you said, this is a great thing. It's got protein and it's got carbohydrates and you're like walking away and it really just is like, Well, you're a person. I really want to acknowledge you, but you are also speaking in a way that makes me wonder if are you speaking in code? Do you need help? Should I call the authorities?
Yeah, because if you tried it, I've tried to talk to them, and they don't break their spiel. So it's like, well, what's the point in trying to talk to them?
Yeah, I do wait, like Steve said, but what again? We're going at Costco. You know what really irritates me is the Costco dude that's standing there and has nothing and looks like he's doing nothing to prepare more. And
so you're mad at him?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, he's just standing there.
What do you got coming
just
up?
Hanging. Yeah, like a little something, a little, hey, because you're just standing there. Where's the food? What's happening? And then I'll go, okay, I give him a pass. I go do my things, come back.
Come back?
And there's still nothing.
Maybe they have a bet with their buddies at work, and they're like, let's see how long I could just stand here doing nothing before a bunch of idiots start surrounding me.
That's me.
Bunch of vultures.
They got, like, the picture looks like amazing. It's like, okay, I want to try some of that ravioli. Where the hell is it?
He's got nothing.
He's got nothing. He's just standing there, and I'm like, dude, at some point, like... And
he's just trying to hold in a fart.
And then he sees me. And I feel like at that point, that's where you go, ravioli's on the way, sir. Give me 5, give me 10, give me whatever you need. Nothing from the guy. I don't know. This all happened in Lake Stevens. I don't know what's going on at the Costco in Lake Stevens.
Maybe you need to go somewhere else.
Well, I didn't want to go to Lake Stevens. I just happened to be in the area. Mm-hmm. Somebody say, hey, we got a cake there. You got to pick it up. I'm like, oh, great, Costco. I'll go pick up the cake for you.
Did you get the cake?
Well, of course we got the cake.
That's all that matters, man.
Well, it wasn't for me. I couldn't start eating the cake, but you felt you were getting ready for samples.
If we're going about samples, how about at an ice cream place? I always feel weird asking for more than one sample of flavor. Like, even though there are people in front of me that have just sampled all 18 flavors, and I'm just like, okay, can you pick one?
Yeah.
I feel weird about going like, okay, I'll even like have one. I'm like, it's not bad. I'll take that one. And I realize I probably could have got a better flavor.
Yeah, it's tough when you have all those people in line.
Yeah.
That peer pressure is, you don't want to be that guy.
I feel like they need two lines. The people who want to sample everything and the people who know what the F they're getting and just want to come in and get it.
Oh, I love that idea. Well, I think you should just let people do that anyway. Go right behind me.
That's everywhere in the world. Like, I always think that at McDonald's. I'm like, why don't you have two lines? It's the people who are going to look at the menu and the people who just know what they want. Because it's like, it's the same menu. It's been the same menu for how many years? And sometimes
all of a sudden they got a Grimace shake.
Yeah, that's the thing, the Grimace shake, which I'm very angry at. I guess we had some here yesterday and I didn't get any. Did you get one? You did. Look at that look on your face.
No, I didn't get one. It has dairy in it, first of all, you dolt.
Oh, all right, I forgot. Well, you had to look like you got to have
at
some.
like 3 in the afternoon.
I
think
know.
I'm just sitting around here hoping that McDonald's will magically appear with a Big Mac and a Grimace shake for me?
The way you looked was like you weren't, like I said, none of us got one, and you had the look on your face. I might have got something. So you also missed out.
Yeah, well, that's how that email come in.
I know it came in yesterday afternoon.
Like
that's
1
why,
in the afternoon.
That's why I assumed. Here. Well, I assumed that nobody here got one, but I looked at your face like maybe you might have got one.
Nope.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we had purple shakes, Big Macs, fries, and nuggets.
I know, dude. They got everything.
All there to celebrate Grimace's birthday.
Look, we get the donuts. I'm not going to complain, but man, sometimes the good afternoon stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should have sent an email to Frankie. Say, hey, hide one for me.
That's not a bad idea, but I might have to get her something. You got to be good with people, which means you got to get them something.
Well, get her say hi too for me, and then the next thing, look, I got you a Big Mac, and give her one of the Big Macs.
I'm going to give her what I asked her to save me?
Yeah, you keep one for yourself and you give one to her.
All right. I feel like she could probably just do it herself, couldn't she, if she's saving it for me in the first place?
I'm trying to help you save money.
I just want to see if I was following the train you were on. Like, hey, would you get me some stuff? Yes. And here, you can have it.
And take one for yourself as well.
Oh, geez, what a great guy you are. You're amazing. Wow. All right.
Someone said, before my motorcycle was stolen, riding in the carpool lane by myself often felt like I was doing something illegal.
Ooh, that's what people are talking about. Also, passing police cars on highways. Even though you're going the speed limit, it does feel weird. Like I feel like I should never pass a cop car, no matter what.
This happened to me on our way back from Seaside this weekend. A cop was in the HOV lane, and he was the only cop
HOV.
in the
HOV lane.
Who calls it the HOV lane?
Is that what they call it in New Mexico? The HOV lane?
Well, they don't exist in New Mexico, so I always thought it was the HOV lane.
No, HOV.
How long have you been in the States?
7 years.
7.
And you've never
said that to us.
No one's ever said HOV lane in our lives.
Oh yeah. Well, my girlfriend calls it HOV lane too.
Your girlfriend's also from New Mexico.
You New Mexicans, man.
We just don't have those.
Old Mexicans don't say HOV.
That's fair.
All this time we've known him. He's been saying it wrong, and he's
never said HOV to us.
Did you ever wonder what we talked about HOV? Do you know what that means?
No, I just figured you guys hearing differently.
Oh, He's like, why are these idiots spelling it out? They could just say it.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to smack you in the head.
That's rather aggressive.
Dude, you come to a place, people, so you know what we're saying, and you're like, oh, they must be saying it wrong, even though you've never had one in the state you're at. What kind of brain thinks that way? I would, it's like HOV. I'd be going, oh, I guess that's what they call it here. Yeah. I would never go, oh, these guys are idiots. It's the HOV lane.
Well, I didn't think you guys were idiots. I just thought you said it were spelling it out.
The look on his face, he's genuinely surprised that we're calling him out for it. And I'm actually surprised that in all these years we've never had this conversation.
Yeah, I've called it the HOV lane ever since. I mean, in California, all the places I've been, I've never been called out for it before.
Oh, my God.
Today.
Well, that's because the only people you're with are other idiots.
Oh, I was genuinely surprised. HOV lane.
That's fine. No, there was a cop in the HOV lane.
Wouldn't it more be like a HOV?
Yeah, HOV lane. Well, probably.
HOV would be more like HUV.
Yeah, true. There was a cop in the HOV lane anyway, and
I have to stop this conversation because you just sound like an idiot too.
Oh, no.
The word hover is HOVER, so it would be HOV.
Oh gosh,
Jesus.
Yeah, well, Jay-Z doesn't go. He don't call him Hove. They call him Hove, not HOV.
All right, and is it HUV? Is it
HOV?
All right, then he's got a point. It's HOV.
That's fair. Yeah.
This whole show is falling apart.
I don't know.
That's because Danny's a moron. That's why.
Okay, so you passed the cop in the HOV lane.
Yeah, well, he was in the HOV lane. I was not in the HOV lane.
Don't encourage that.
And I felt so bad. I felt illegal passing him, even though I was going the speed limit, and I was not in the HOV lane with more people in my car.
In the HOV lane.
Yeah, in the HOV lane.
I can't get over that. I think I'd like to leave this conversation.
That's fine.
Man, I never feel like more of a badass when I pass a cop, though. Like, when you're driving, I'm doing like 65 and I drive by him. I'm like, and then I realize I'm not getting pulled over because you're only going a couple miles over. I'm like, yeah, I just sped past the cop.
So you play that game? You go over the speed limit past a cop?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they're in a pissed off mood, you're the guy that go, really, douche? Is that what's happening here? I feel like I'd pull you over in a heartbeat.
I feel pretty safe knowing that I could do 65 and not get pulled over. I could be wrong. And watch, today's the day that happens. And you're right.
Oh.
But more often than not, I think I'm going to be fine doing 65 and passing by a cop car.
Yeah,
I get so annoyed when there's a cop on the freeway and everyone starts doing 55 and 60. I'm like, guys, what do you unless you got a bunch of drugs in your car, you could go 60 at least.
There's this guy who knows, the guy who used to be the HOV lane violator.
I've never violated a HOV lane. Now an HOV lane, I violated them all the time back in the day. I still feel weird now driving the the HOV lane when I have Tatum in the car.
Please do not make this a thing.
What?
No, it's the HOV lane. Do not make this a thing.
I was like, I know it's okay for me to be in the HOV lane with a child. But it still feels weird because she's not old enough to drive. So am I really making the best use of this HOV lane?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Yesterday, no, don't. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Beginning with W, what is the name of the skin that hangs from a turkey's neck?
A wiggle.
No.
A waggle?
No.
A wilbur?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. It was a waddle. You were close. You can wiggle, you can waggle. And sometimes you can waddle. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. All right, so the KISW Rock baseball teams, man, they're working magic. We told you it would happen. The Mariners are just kicking some butt lately. Cal Raleigh's got a sweet stash.
Yes, he does.
So, I mean...
You know what looks good with a good mustache?
Yeah.
A 3/4 sleeve rock shirt.
Yeah. And they come in two different varieties. There's the home version, the away version. Listen, you want to celebrate the Mariners, all right? Get on this bandwagon. I think it's about to happen. I know a lot of you go, come on. I'm telling you, I think it's about to happen.
Oh, it's happening.
And these shirts are available in the Rock Shop right now at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat me?
Yeah.
I know James from Everett is. James, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Okay, goodbye.
For those playing at home, James has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
What is the only branch of the U.S. military to share a name with a best-selling line of Nike sneakers?
Navy?
No.
Air Force.
Yes. The TV character Ted Lasso is from what U.S. state?
Kentucky?
No.
Tennessee?
No.
Yes.
What day of the week must a month begin on in order to have a Friday the 13th?
Tuesday?
No.
Wednesday?
No.
Thursday?
No. What professional wrestler played Blaine in the movie Predator?
Jesse Ventura?
Yes. What band has the albums Let It Bleed and Sticky Fingers?
Slipknot?
No.
Cass?
Ham is taken from what part of the pig?
Back?
No.
Ribs?
No.
Stomach?
No. In the financial world, the abbreviation ROI stands for return on what?
Investment.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, with that, you get 3 correct.
Well, you didn't drop a deuce, James. At least you didn't.
At least you didn't do that.
Yeah.
Not sure I have much faith in you, James, but who knows?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
Well, you never know. Steve, are you ready?
Yeah!
You played that in the beginning, and that still just threw me off.
I'm going to play it forever now.
The crazy train lady.
Oh, man. Okay. What is the only...
Yes, and I mean it.
Okay.
What is the only branch of the U.S. military to share a name with a best-selling line of Nike sneakers?
Air Force.
Yes.
Yeah.
The TV character Ted Lasso is from what U.S. state?
Oh, man. Dang it. I don't. Nebraska?
No.
Wyoming?
No.
Florida?
No. What day of the week must a month begin on in order to have a Friday the 13th?
Day of the week. Monday.
No.
Friday.
No.
Wednesday.
No. What professional wrestler played Blaine in the movie Predator?
That would be Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yes. What band has the albums Let It Bleed and Sticky Fingers?
Oh, Rolling Stones.
Yes. Ham is taken from what part of the pig?
The butt.
No.
The leg.
Yes. In the financial world, the abbreviation ROI stands for return on what?
Investment.
Yes. What is the She-Hulk's day job?
Lawyer.
Yes. Nice. On a standard computer keyboard, what letters between the A and the D?
The M?
No.
Wow. N?
No.
I?
No. Jeez. You get 6 correct, though, which is a win. 6-3.
Oh, sorry, James.
It's all right. 7-5 still this year, so I'm good.
All right. Huh? Okay.
I'm the best! I'm the best! I'm the best! I'm the best!
Are you sure you're the best?
Hell yeah, I am.
I'm not sure about that.
Does anyone know where Ted Lasso is from?
Is it Kansas?
It's Kansas.
Kansas.
Kind of close, dancing around it, you know.
I was around the area.
What day of the week must a month begin on in order to have a Friday the 13th? Sunday.
Oh, that's cool to know.
Yeah. And then on a standard computer keyboard, what letters between the A and the D?
Oh, S.
S.
Did you just look down and guess that?
It's the home row.
Oh.
FDSA space JKL semispace. That's what I remember from typing class.
Wow.
That's the home
right.
row. Yeah.
Well, who am I to argue you with that?
I'm just telling you, home row, baby. A lot of us oldies that did that know home row. Ted Lasso, how about this? I am today years old. Probably a lot of Lasso fans know this. I didn't know this was actually a bit that was done. That this TV show is based on a skit that was done to promote the Premier League Soccer League on NBC.
I knew it was based on something. I didn't know what.
Yeah, I just saw them for the first time on YouTube. Brendan Hunt was the one that created it. He's the guy who plays Beard, Coach Beard in the show. But if you search on YouTube, 2 years in a row, the Premier Soccer League was on NBC, and they had this as a running skit.
That's funny.
And I didn't know that's where Ted Lasso came from. How about they made a TV show based on what looked like basically an SNL skit?
Which is, it's not often that actually, because the first thing I could think about that would be kind of like that, maybe like the caveman bit that was on for Budweiser beer, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was like a little sketch that they would do for like their commercials, and then it became a TV show. Not very well, but.
Yeah, no, it didn't do well at all.
No. I think we're all pretty fired up about it until we watched the first episode. And we're like, it wasn't anything that special.
You would think when you see a skit
the same
like
people
this.
playing Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
So, oh, so everything was.
Yeah, well, it's just Ted Lasso and Coach Beard. There's really nobody else that you would remember from the current show. It's just Ted and Coach Beard. But then, you know, it's funny because he's a lot more cartoony and, you know, he's not as warm and lovable as he grows to be as you watch the show on Apple TV Plus.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't know that it came from this. I just thought the show was created just for Apple TV Plus.
That's pretty funny that the bit was so popular. Like, we could create an entire story around this, and then it becomes like an iconic television show.
Yeah, and arguably, if you watch now, I have to have him watch the show. I like the show much better than the bit.
I'll really watch the bit now just to see. I've never seen the bit.
Yeah,
until now, Vicky's showing me the clips.
Yeah,
even watching the bit on the clips, it doesn't even feel the same.
No, it does. Yeah, it's so bizarre, and that's where it all came from. He calls himself Ted Lasso in there, and he does have Coach Beard with him, and that's it though. The rest of the cast is completely different. So. I just today years old, I learned that. Good for us. And also, I was thinking about Let It Bleed.
Oh, it was Geico that had the caveman. Thank you, texters. Not Budweiser.
Yeah, Geico. Yeah, I was thinking about Let It Bleed, the Rolling Stones album, and I thought, and I looked it up because I thought, did they make fun of Let It Be? Was it there? Like, did they decide, you know what, Let It Be came out and the Stones go, hey, Let It Bleed, because there was always a rivalry between those two bands?
I would have never made that connection.
Well, it turns out it was closer than I thought, but the Stones' Let It Bleed came out in 69 and Let It Be came out in 70.
But so it wasn't close as in like it was a knock at them.
Well, no, only because the Stones were first. But if it had been the other way around, I would have definitely thought maybe the Stones were sort of like doing a pair, like a little sort of nudge, wink, wink towards the Beatles, because they were kind of like the bad boy Beatles.
Yeah,
when they came out.
Yeah, I would have never made that connection though.
Yeah, I remember they were sort of semi-rivals back in the day, and that's why I thought, wait a minute.
They don't really have band rivalries anymore.
Yeah.
There used to be like bands who kind of like, even if they weren't even in a rivalry, people created like the Pearl Jam versus Nirvana, or the Stones versus the Beatles, or the Who versus the Beatles, or the Who versus the Stones. Like those, they were all not good. Like they were Kiss versus Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else would be like a good one.
I remember the Beach Boys and the Beatles also were in competition with
Yep.
trying to do that too.
But a more contemporary one was the Taking Back Sunday and Brand New, both emo bands, and they hated each other.
Really?
They even did merch for a while that were actually taking shots at each other.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, that is.
Well,
that's
Taking
a good
Back
rivalry.
Sunday won that fight, if you ask me.
They really did.
Yeah. That's a good rivalry though.
Yeah, they didn't have a singer hitting on underage girls, so I think they won. I think they won that battle.
Yeah, they did.
That we know of, at least.
They did. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that because they're both New Jersey-based emo pop punk type bands, right?
Yeah, and it's funny that like My Chemical Romance was never really like linked into that too, because they were from New Jersey as well. But yeah, first I remember because the lead singer of Taking Back Sunday is known for like swinging his microphone. So Brand New put out a T-shirt and be like, microphones are for singing, not swinging. Brand New, and they like those T-shirts sold out in a minute, and then like everyone just like was always like ready to fight at shows.
They should be like underage girls would just be talked to, not hit on.
Boom!
Yeah,
mic drop.
Right?
Wow. Oh, man. All right. Well, it is time for listeners on the loose. This is your opportunity to pick the topic and guide the show. Call us or text us at 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. And hey, that is also the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. When you get through, follow Steve's rules.
It's a simple rule, BJ. It's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call and text.
Someone just said, hey, congrats to the Vegas Golden Knights. I hope that we had that same kind of excitement when the Seattle Kraken win the Stanley Cup. Go Kraken.
Yeah, we have a lot of radio friends in Vegas I see celebrating all over Facebook.
Way to rub it in.
Yeah.
You jerks.
Still pretty amazing, though, man.
Insane.
Yeah, 6 years in the league. They're what their owner called it 6 years ago, saying we'll have a cup in 6 years, and they did.
Exactly.
Nuts.
Yes. He said, well, originally I was thinking 7, but we're going to get one in 6. And then 6 years later, what does he get? A Stanley Cup. It was funny though. You could tell he was an older dude, and they were cool. Like one of the assistant coaches had the cup, and he could gauge right away that this guy couldn't lift the cup up, so he kind of lifted it together, and there was like this weird, like kind of joint raising of the cup, but smart.
I would have just put my hand on it and go, you know what, Freddie, get that? And I'm going to put my hand on it as it goes up.
Oh, I would have been like, Freddie, get behind me and like make it look like I actually am holding it up. Like, because you want the picture.
That is the one sport where you're supposed to lift the cup over your head.
Yep.
A lot of folks don't have to do that. They can halfway go with all the other trophies, but with the Stanley Cup, and I'm like, this is an accident waiting to happen. And then some of the folks doing it on ice. You know what I mean? That's really like, okay, you're balancing and doing that. Good for you.
Well, the coach was even like, he was walking on the ice holding the cup up, and he was fired up. You could tell. He just got hired a year ago and then brought this team to the Stanley Cup. It was awesome.
Well, let's hope that we have the same magic so far. You know, it looks like there's been a lot of cool things done, in the world of Seattle hockey.
Yes.
To make me believe that, 4 years from now, possible.
I keep waiting, though, yesterday when I was watching. That's my favorite thing to watch is the cup ceremony. And even on skates, these guys are strong, but they also just beat their bodies up. They're tired. I'm waiting for the player that just kind of slips up on his ass and just drops it. Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, and so far, for the most part,
it has to have happened. I just maybe have not seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but you're right. It has to have happened.
Yeah,
that's it. And it was, and if you're Florida, a great season, no doubt about it. But then again, 2 years in a row, Florida just really, disappoints. When at the end of the day, you don't get the cup. I mean, they had the best record a year ago.
Yeah.
That got them nowhere. And this one, of course, nobody expected anything, but then all of a sudden everybody did expect everything. And people like me thought that Florida would win because we thought the Eastern Conference was better and they beat better teams than what were in the Western Conference if you go by record. And as it turns out, that wasn't the case. It looks like the West was actually pretty damn good, which makes the Kraken even more impressive for what they did this season.
Great season, 100-point season.
Yeah, I mean, everyone just sort of thought, well, yeah, the West, whatever. The East has got really the more points and everything. But we had a really tough conference. As you see now, it was hard for me to judge and gauge, but Dallas was good, and we gave them a good run. And, of course, Colorado, the former Stanley Cup, last year's winners.
That's why I don't understand, whoever you're listening to that says the East is, records or whatever, but once you go into the playoffs, everything changes.
You're right. That's when I think I realized myself when the Bruins got bounced and they were like head and shoulder. They were the best team hockey ever saw in the regular season. So, I didn't know, Steve. You probably knew, but I really didn't realize how good our conference was.
That's why we play the game. Right?
Oh, is that why we play the game?
We personally don't, but that's why they play the game.
All right. I didn't know we played the game. So, congrats to the Knights, even though we hate you.
Strangest text ever.
Okay.
My question is for Migs. I'm not able to listen live, and I'm behind a month or so on the podcast, so I apologize if you covered this recently. I'm wondering if you still have anal Charlie horses after becoming vegan. From James P. Sullivan.
You just don't know how people will engage with your show. You know what I mean? It's been a month behind, listens to the podcast, can't listen live, and then just thinks of us anyway. So I appreciate that he thinks of us.
I love that my well-being is in your mind, but no, that the diet change hasn't changed that. I'll tell you that much.
A friend of mine, because I guess he gets them too, a guy we know. A guy you and I both know actually says there's some sort of yoga thing that he does that helps him with anal Charlie horses.
Oh, okay. Does it involve putting things in certain things? Because I'm not doing it.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of don't have it as much as you do. I don't have the problem like you do.
Team ACH. That's what we should be calling ourselves.
Yeah, anal Charlie horse team. I swear I never got him before until you told me about it.
Because it's something that you can just get from someone else.
Well, is it psychosomatic? I mean, why did I start getting them after you told me
I
you
have
got
no
one?
idea if you're really getting them, or if you're just if you're just trying to bro down.
Dude,
you're
they're
painful. I'm very aware of it. I've been dealing with these since I was a kid.
Yeah, I never had them in my life.
And I rarely get them, but when I get them, oh boy.
Oh, I got one. The last one I had, I was driving and somebody was next to me.
Oh.
And you're like, well, how do I? Oh my God, I got to suffer through this, and they're going to look at me like, what is wrong with you?
And for those that don't know, it is an actual condition where it's similar to getting like when you get a Charlie horse in your leg.
Yes.
But imagine it's in a certain other body part. And some of these have gone on from 10 minutes to over an hour. Oh, the ones that go over an hour are the ones that bring me practically to tears.
Yeah.
And I'll just I've had them happen here at work. Those are red rotten because it's just like, okay, well, still got to do the show. You can't be like,
oh, you've had an anal Charlie horse? Well, I'd never known.
Yeah, but being around you is about the equivalent in pain. So,
oh, that makes sense. Why I'm used to that face.
I had one when playing hockey. That sucked.
Oh,
yeah.
How do you play goalie with an anal Charlie?
Fortunately, I'm already not that good, so it really didn't impact the play that much. In fact, maybe I was even a little bit more focused while everything was going on.
Oh, yeah.
But the only thing that seems to help, I've tried everything, is actually pickle juice. That is the one thing. Drinking pickle juice more often than not. And I know that helps other Charlie horses and other spasms. That. But you don't have to drink a lot. Don't chug pickle juice. You just have a couple sips, and there have been times where it's gone away like that.
I got to get some pickle juice in the house.
You don't have pickle juice in that? You don't have pickles?
I don't do pickles.
Oh, well, I didn't ask you about that.
Hey.
You don't like pickles?
I don't hate pickles, but I just never think of having them in the house. I'll have them as a garnish.
When I'm finished with my pickles, I keep the juice.
I always have a couple of jars of pickles in the house.
We straight up order pickle juice just by itself. We don't even necessarily do. We have pickles always, but you can order pickle juice in bulk, and it's fantastic.
Danny, can you bring one in for me?
No.
You got a bunch. You said you got it in bulk.
Yeah.
Well, he probably has a need for them.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I do too. I'll pay you.
Oh, okay, that works.
Since you're already doing it.
Cool, yeah, $100.
Why did we hire him? He's useless.
Because he's not your pickle pusher.
Dude, he does nothing for this show. Do you understand every time I ask him anything, he doesn't want to do anything?
Fair.
I don't understand what he understands. Does he understand what a JOB is?
No.
I would say, since he spells HOV, Hov, I'm going to now call a job a JOB.
A JOB?
Yeah, since he says
it's
it the
job.
wrong way.
It's a job.
It's a job. Do you know what a job? Never mind. Why do I even talk to him?
So it says, can you please explain what this anal Charlie horse is, please?
Yeah. It's a Charlie horse in Uranus.
Yes. It's imagined... It's like almost like someone just took a rod and just went somewhere to town with you on it.
Yeah,
and it is like you're being stabbed in the rear end.
Yeah, in the bad part of the rear end. Like really, it's like
it sometimes feels like you have to go number 2 really bad, and then you realize that when I was a kid, that's what I thought it was. Like I was just like, I can't. I must be constipated, and then you realize it's not that. It's just a whole different. But it has that feeling.
Yeah,
which according to Google, it's a proctalgia
fungax or something. Fugax. Hey, fugax.
Hey, fugax.
And numerous things that could trigger it is constipation, defecation, stress, sexual activity, all that fun stuff. And
great.
You could actually get electrical stimulation in their certain muscles to provide relief.
Well, I have to have myself all wired up just in case it hits me.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen enough for me to want it. Like if it was happening every day, maybe I'd wire myself up.
Or just
how would you get electrical stimulation? How would you even do that? I mean, I know that's what they say, but how do you get electrical stimulation?
You get like a 9-volt. Maybe do that there.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that doesn't help, Vicky, but thank you.
You're welcome.
As usual, Wikipedia coming through. I'll take the pickle juice. Does it say anything about pickle juice?
Yes.
What did you say yes for? You're not even looking at her screen.
No, I've read about, I don't know if on her screen, but that's how I learned about pickle juice was.
If you just could have been there for that.
Doctor.
Vicky, does it say anything about pickle? Yes. I'm like, thank you. Okay. All right. So you've read about pickle juice working.
That's how I found out about it.
Danny has bulk pickle juice. He won't give me any. All right.
Yes!
You don't even have anal Charlie horses, Danny. You should give me some.
Well, he's ready just in case. He's preemptive striking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you ought to take it and take it as a suppository then, Danny. That's what you should do. All right, and then Vicky's going to find some electrical rods or something. You can shock yourself.
Post-sex, that there are times where that happens.
Oh, that's not cool, man.
It is. It's like the high of highs and then the low of lows.
Yeah, you're like, come on.
This was amazing.
Oh, no.
Do you have pickle juice?
Have you ever tried a banana?
Well,
yeah, but
don't king shame me, but yes, maybe twice.
Yeah, he doesn't want to put anything there, he said.
I've heard pickle juice helps with cramps, and so
potassium.
does bananas. Yeah,
Yes.
so I was wondering if you ever
I eat
tried
a lot
banana.
of bananas.
Okay.
I like bananas.
But do you ever try the bananas for the anal Charlie horse?
No.
No, okay. Just curious.
All right, well, I don't have those at the house either, but all right.
You don't have bananas at your house?
Dude, I don't have anything at the house.
What kind of fun is your house? You want pickles? You want bananas?
It feels like you want phallic-shaped objects to have fun at your house.
Cucumbers?
Yeah, there you
carrots?
go. All of it, yeah. Yeah, I don't, as you know, when the wife isn't there, I have nothing. I'm a frozen food or go out to eat dinner guy. I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I have
someone said mustard also works great for them.
Mustard? I have mustard.
Yeah, he says when I'm biking long distances, I always carry those little packets of mustard just in case. I've seen like hockey players drinking mustard at times on the for probably for certain reasons, cramps.
So mustard will do the cramps.
Yeah.
Oh, I got mustard. I'm going to do that.
You have mustard, but you don't have pickles.
Well, yeah, because you need mustard. It's a condiment. Pickle's not a condiment.
Yeah, you put both on a burger.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
What do you mean? No, you don't.
I don't know. People don't always put pickles on burgers, but they always put like ketchup and mustard on a burger. That's always.
Well,
there.
I don't have any like concrete stats to prove
you
it's
have,
right or wrong.
I mean, I'm saying pickles don't. Sometimes they also come on the side. Pickle to me is it can be a condiment, but it's kind of like a little side splash. You know, like Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's. They'll always give you the option to have a pickle with your sub.
I just sometimes there's more potassium in a potato and a banana. Therefore, to get rid of Charlie horses, eat more French fries.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be awesome in the middle of the night. I'm like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to McDonald's.
Is there potassium in pickle juice? Why? See, when Vicky starts the whole thing, I don't think it's the potassium.
No, but there's various things that can help. Potassium being one of them.
Oh, potassium does work.
Yes.
Oh, then potatoes. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay. Those seem a little bit more. Never mind.
The two most common nutrients found in pickle juice are sodium and potassium.
Ah, there you go.
I always thought it was the sodium part that helped.
I'd be just chugging salt. Hell, with all the salt that I've had in my life, I should get no cramps then, if that's the case.
So I said this whole ACH talk has opened my eyes. I get those every now and then. I just figured there was nothing to worry about.
Well, I don't think you're going to die.
Well, there's nothing to worry about, but now you at least know that you're not alone.
It's not fun. I mean, you have to wonder, like, what the hell happened to this part of my body?
I think that's still one of the greatest contributions I've given to the community of Washington, is that when I shared it the first time, I was very embarrassed until the texts and emails that came in from everybody I was dealing with it, but were too embarrassed to say it. So I've kind of become like the spokesperson for the ACH.
Yeah, you're the ACH. Dude, if you hadn't talked about it and it happened, I would have thought there was something seriously wrong. Think about it. When you have a pain in your you got to be thinking something's really wrong, because pain in that party, those, like, when you're a dude, you go, okay, if I got pain in the boys, pain in the soldier, or pain in the hee-hoo, I would think something is seriously wrong.
You want to hear how stupid I am? I mean, there's many reasons, but how stupid it wasn't until I was with my now wife that I found out what this was that I was dealing with. All these years, I just basically rub some dirt on it, walk it off. Like, I would just deal with it. I never.
Yeah. What else could you do?
It was unbearable pain. I never thought to go to a doctor. I never thought to ask anybody. And it was one time it hit me while I was with when I was at her old place, and when she was my girlfriend at the time. And she's like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing. It's just this like pain up my butt." And she's like, "What?" And I like lie on the floor, and I'm standing up. I'm trying to. And she went on the internet, and she's like, "Well, does it feel like this?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh," because she was like, "Do you have like butt cancer or something?" Like, she's like, "Who am I dating? Like, why does this guy have this problem?"
I think she was like, "Are you doing any activity that would cause this pain, sir? I need to know before I say any kind of I do's."
So for like the first 30 years of my life, I didn't even bother to check. I was like, "Here it comes. All right, got to ride this storm out for the next hour."
Because it doesn't happen often.
No, it's like maybe a handful of times a year, tops.
Yeah. So that's not enough for you to get worried, because you go, all right, I'm going about my day. If it happened
embarrassed a little bit, you know, like
but if it happened every week, wouldn't you be like, okay, I need to figure this out?
I don't think I could handle it happening every week.
Yeah, I would go to a doctor at that point.
Like, it happens, and then it goes long enough for me to forget how awful it is until it happens again.
Like childbirth.
Yeah, you know, I honestly feel like it's worse than childbirth, personally.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
sorry, ladies.
I think women need to respect the pain that I'm going through.
If a woman has ever had an anal Charlie horse, which I don't think you have, because, you know, you haven't suffered like us.
You're not cranking out 5 children a year.
No, you're not.
If you are, that's impressive.
Yeah, okay, not all of you, we should say. All right, it is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. We've got more of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:35 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades.
He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasson.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the Loose, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call and text. Stephen in Everett, you're on The Rock.
Hola, gentlemen. How we doing?
Don't forget the Men's Room Afternoons on The Rock. What you got, buddy?
I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you all in 2025.
What's going on in 2025?
Do we have an appointment?
Well, no, it's the pandemic, and you guys don't schedule anything, but that's besides the point. I miss you guys. I want to hug you all, except BJ.
Oh, it's Stevie, the Green Bay Packers fan. We miss you, too. We'd love to hug you, and BJ wants to give you a big, juicy hug.
Oh.
A juicy hug? What does that even mean?
I don't know. Like, maybe you're just got out of a pool or something like that. You're like a little squishy.
Wow, this is disturbing.
Okay, this is for Vicky. Okay, so I've been on a weird kiss kick lately. Steve may even know what I'm going to say, and this is for Joe Dredd too. I want Vicky to say the following in Spanish. You wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the world, Kiss.
Tú querías el mejor, tú tienes el mejor, la mejor banda del mundo, Kiss.
There you go.
I made my day, Vicky. Thank you very much. If you ever come to the casino, I'll buy you a drink.
Perfect.
What casino is that again, Stephen? Where are you at?
Does any casino?
Tulalip.
Oh, okay.
It's right by my house.
Oh, I thought he was actually working at a casino. All right, well.
I do.
Yeah, he works.
Oh, you work at Tulalip. Okay, well, I'm glad you gave it a plug, dude, because Tulalip's awesome. It's an awesome casino, man.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. Come on up, BJ. I'll buy you a pizza.
Oh, listen. That may get me up there. That may get me up there. It is, thanks for the call, Stevie, and hopefully, we'll see you by 2025.
Dude, I was listening to Kiss at the gym yesterday, and as a massive Kiss fan, and I even know, yes, I know there's a hokiness to the band, and some of their songs are kind of hokey, but there is one of their songs that was it's so hokey that I even was like, Even as a Kiss fan, I'm like, this song is ridiculous, and I'm so glad that no one can hear me listening to it as I'm trying to get a workout in. And have you ever heard the song "Let's Put the X in Sex"?
No,
by Kiss. It's during their non-makeup days, and there is a line in it. It's like, well, baby, let's put the X in sex, and then Paul Stanley actually sings "Love's Like a Muscle" and "You Make Me Want to Flex." And I'm like, I gotta skip this song. I just can't. I can't work out.
Such brilliant writing.
Right?
Brilliant writing.
Baby, let's put the X in sex. Love's like a muscle, and you make me want to flex.
Yeah.
That sounds like a T-shirt. The what is it? The boner donor guy would wear.
Yes.
That's Kiss, man. They were just basically the boner donor band.
Or do milfs, not drugs. That guy too.
Yes.
Yeah. My Tim.
Yeah, I mean, you could see why a lot of musicians back in the day, and even bands back in the day, were not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one where even me, I will argue the merits of Kiss forever. I love that band, but even I can't argue that song.
Yeah, that song is, that's probably why it wasn't one of their bigger hits.
It was pretty popular, though.
Was it really?
Oh, yeah. I remember being a kid singing it, not even thinking anything of it, but when you're actually focusing on the lyrics, I'm like, what the hell was I doing?
I'll tell you what you were doing. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh, and there they are without the makeup.
Yep. This is the non-makeup days.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that is. Okay, then.
Yep.
Yeah, Paul Stanley still, you know what? I mean, he looked good.
Oh, he was very horny.
Yeah. God, the way he's dancing, it looks like he forgot his medicine. Man, okay, that video is so bad. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. That's the number to text. Let's go to Gary in Olympia. Gary, you are on the Rock.
He just hung up.
Gary gave up.
Yeah, he just hung up on you.
Well, he wanted to flex his love muscle.
Wow, Gary. Fine, be that way. I will see you again till 2025, bitch.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
I can't believe he just turned his back on us.
Just like that. 206-803-ROCK. Okay, don't call us Gary, but people can text us, 206-803-ROCK.
Someone said, I saw the news that Pat Sajak is retiring. Who would you like to see replace Pat Sajak as the host of Wheel of Fortune?
I see who's in the running.
I did too, and honestly, I didn't even think of that person until I saw his name, and I'm like, yeah, that's the guy.
Who are you thinking
Ryan
of?
Seacrest.
You know, I mean, you say,
he's perfect for that.
I mean, he is, but I feel like Pat Sajak has an edge. I don't think Ryan's got the same edge. Remember how Pat gets a little ornery?
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of an edge to him, and Whoopi Goldberg wants the job, and I'm wondering, no?
I'm not into that.
Oh, I like Whoopi.
He's actually going to start farting and blame it on the wheel.
That would be actually
I'm back in.
That would
I'm
be.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tracy Morgan. He'd be a good host of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah, I mean, look, Ryan Seacrest, no one's going to say no. I mean, he's definitely qualified. You're right. I just feel like, oh man, but yeah, I don't know who else. You got Wayne Brady. I've always liked him, but he's still doing what? Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah,
I think he's still doing that.
But if you're worried, he doesn't have much of an edge either.
Well, he would choke a bitch. Remember that? Wayne Brady would choke a bitch.
You're absolutely right. That's a good point. Maybe he'll get mad at Vanna.
Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch?
Yeah. So I mean,
and Vanna, I don't think said she's retiring. So I think she's staying.
No, I mean, what does she got to do? She's just turning letters. I mean,
I just figured those two would ride off in the sunset together.
I can't. You know what? I that would be cool. Like the Notebook, they would just leave together. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I think his daughter should do it. Maggie Sajak.
I don't even know who she is.
Oh, she's huge on Instagram.
I forgot about her. You're right.
She does like the social correspondence for the Wheel of Fortune and whatnot.
Well, you're right, Danny. Why wouldn't they give her a shot?
Yeah,
they might,
unless they think the Nepo baby stuff would be too much. I don't know.
I know how strongly you're against that too.
Yeah, you know me. I don't believe in having your kids or relatives anywhere near your job. They got to earn their own way in life.
Dude, 100%. Let's have her do it.
Yep, I think she should.
Then what, you got to get a hot guy to turn the letters?
Heck yeah.
No, keep Vanna White.
I'll keep Vanna, yeah, until she's ready to retire.
But if Anna goes, we have to get a hot guy. If is it Maggie? You said?
Yep,
Maggie. Yeah. Maggie Sajak.
Well, do we even need someone to turn the letters anymore? I mean, nowadays everything's computerized, and back in the day there was a need for a letter turner.
You're going to let AI take over Vanna's job? You are such a...
First I'm ordering at McDonald's without the cashier. Next thing you know, I want Wheel of Fortune without a letter turner.
You know what? Again, you complain about Skynet, but it's coming.
Maybe have her run back and forth.
That would be great if she's just tired. It's like, I'm done talking to you people. I can't be turning letters and also talking to these wheel people.
That would be pretty awesome, though, if all of a sudden Pat Sajak's kid took over.
I think it'd be awesome.
awesome. I'm in for that. I'll watch it just as much as I watch the current product, and that's never.
There you go. Yeah, I feel like, especially since you said, Danny, she's been so involved with the show, that to me, I feel like she's earned a spot in that respect.
She'll probably win over some new fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, though, I mean, it's still a popular show. People love The Wheel. You know, I mean, every time somebody screws up, everybody's talking about it.
So is Steve Harvey. He should host. He would be great. From Johnny V, another person. Come on, guys, Steve Harvey. But isn't he doing Family Feud?
Yeah. He is, but I mean, I'm trying to think of hosts that have done more than one show. I know it's happened, but I just can't think of it who it is.
Well, Carson Daly, somebody said.
Oh, well,
is Carson still hosting that late night show that I always think is canceled, but then it's still on?
Carson's our guy. Carson hosts our.
I'm Listening.
Yeah, I'm Listening. Yes. Yeah, so he's still doing stuff. I know
he's
that.
Doing the Today Show now, right?
Oh,
yeah. Okay. They got Lily Jang, I think, took over his spot.
Marshawn Lynch should host Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my God! What's that new show that they're coming out with that Marshawn's going to be on? Oh my gosh, there's a new show. Oh, my brain can't think of it. But Marshawn's going to be on another reality-ish kind of show.
I have no idea.
I know.
It's on Hulu. Stars on Mars.
Stars on Mars. Where basically they have everybody trying to live like if they would live on Mars, like could it be done? So they're going to create an environment on Earth that's basically like if they were on Mars, and so they have to live just like they got no oxygen around them or whatever, and that's what they're doing.
Marshawn as an astronaut, sold.
When is that running?
I got to check. But I do know that Richard Sherman's also on this.
That's
Shatner.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course Shatner's going to be part of it.
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah. All these.
Bunch of people I never heard of.
Ariel Winter.
Dude, I mean, I have to tell you.
A bunch of people I never heard of.
Modern Family. She's the smart girl.
I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Oh, McLovin!
Oh, they got McLovin in this, too? McLovin needs to be on more shows
Ronda
like this.
Rousey? Oh, let's go.
Oh, yeah. And look at the Shat, man. That guy is everywhere. I'm watching it. Please find out when it's on, Vic.
I got you.
I got to watch this. It's on Hulu sometime.
Gary's back.
Oh, Gary. Well, I can't wait for this. Gary, you are on the rock.
Hey, good morning. And no, I'm not a bitch, BJ.
Oh, okay. Well, then I
you did call him a bitch.
I don't have to get Wayne. I don't have to get Wayne Brady to choke you out. Then that's good.
No, hey, I was just calling to let Steve know. Hey, for the ACH that you got, when I was in the military, I used to get them quite frequently. One of the medics gave me this stuff. It's called ORS, oral rehydration salts.
Okay.
Oh, so it is the salt that's doing it.
Tastes like absolute crap.
Well, I'll deal with something tasting like crap if I don't have to sit for an hour feeling like
how long
probing me.
How long did it take, Gary, for the symptoms to subside?
I was taking it once a week. You just mix it in a quart of water and you drink it. And after about 4 weeks, I have it in, and it's been probably 5-6 years now. I haven't had to
so
deal with it once.
This is preventative. So you got to take this stuff. Oh boy, I don't know if Steve wants to do that every day.
And you can actually get it in the civilian market on Amazon. Imagine that.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking right now. There it is. How is it with vodka? Can you mix it with vodka?
And it's for
I never
diarrhea.
had the opportunity to put it with alcohol, but it'd probably make it taste better.
So this is what they probably gave you for diarrhea. Yeah, Steve said, did they give this for you for diarrhea out there as well? Do you remember that?
No, we just had it just for massive cramping and everything locking up just because you're perspiring more than you're consuming liquid.
Oh, well, they're saying it's for because it's to replace all the electrolytes and water loss during moderate to severe diarrhea.
Were you deployed in a desert situation, Gary? Is that why?
Not as in combat, but there was just in Egypt on a different mission, an old mission. I'm an old soldier.
Yeah, dude, Gary, I appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.
Even if I don't get it, I'm going to add it to my wish list on Amazon, so my wife will be like, "Why does he have this on our wish list?" Just to that.
Appreciate
the
call, Gary.
for a loop.
And I apologize for Steve calling you a bitch. You seem
nice
like a good
try.
guy.
Nice. All of a sudden, you're back and tracking.
I'm back and tracking.
Back and tracking.
Listen, you and Danny like to really pick on the listeners, and I just don't support that.
I don't know. One listener's not very happy with you, and I'm not even sure why. They just sent the text that has no context.
What does it just say?
It just says pathetic, worthless verbiage. BJ, you arrogant, sorry POS, not worth my time.
Yeah, I wish I had context to that. Because, that could be
You
about
said that 4 minutes ago. So whatever you said 4 minutes ago was arrogant, and it's not worth his time.
I feel like when you actually, send a message, you have made it worth your time. You've kind of hypocritically just defeated your own message.
Pathetic, worthless POS.
I am a POS. I am pathetic. I am worthless. And I don't disagree with any of that.
And arrogant.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything that person said, except I am worth your time because you took the time to send the text. So therefore, I am worth your time. Everything else, though, is true.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. I'd love to know what it was. Please let me know, texter, what pissed you off.
I feel like it just could apply to anything at any point.
That is not true. I every once in a while say nice things. I mean, I call that guy a bitch. Turns out he's a great guy. Gary's a good dude.
Yeah.
You can do that once in a while. You can make a mistake, misjudge a guy. Or you can tell a joke and have a little fun. You can do that, too. But then again, I'm pathetic and worthless.
Yeah. You are.
Thank you.
Don't forget your POS.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for reminding me of that. I just in case I might forget.
Did we say arrogant as well?
Yeah. Hey, Ryan Castle, he's got something in common with a bank robber. What is it? I'll tell you at 9:53 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a bank robber have in common?
I want you to stick him up.
Wow.
Something.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, Steve does both wearing a mask.
Yes, he does.
That was because of the pandemic.
It's not a mask, it's a paper bag.
Okay, that too. Both have been on cops.
Oh. Well, not sure how he's been on cops. Yeah.
Right, I think he's talking about something else.
Yeah.
They're both bad boys, and Sarah likes that. Sarah made the mix.
Dude, I was sitting outside while you guys were wrapping up your last segment. She poked her head out the door and said, I have never been happier to see you than I am right now.
Hey!
Really?
Girl, you just got married.
Wow. That's not right.
You literally just got married.
There's a guy from the great state of Minnesota named Alan. He was just arrested for a series of robberies in Chicago a few months back. Got away with more than $8,000. And yet, for some reason, he left the loot in his getaway car, which he parked outside a homeless shelter. And then someone stole that car.
Yeah. Police can't trust anyone these days.
Yeah, they discovered it with abandoned with the engine running and the door open, and there were red dye stains from an exploded dye pack on the interior. Alan told the police that he'd loaned the car to some guy named CJ and he'd never returned it, but they're like, yeah, we think you're lying to cover up your robberies. Because, they caught him recording, telling his brother that the car was stolen when he got back to town, that he had $12,000 in there. And the cops were like, yeah, Alan, you're going to go to jail now.
Good on you, Alan.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got it all figured out.
Ryan Castle's got a 12-pack all figured out. That's next.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.